Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to see the complete data analyst portfolio project. And in this particular project, we are going to make use of two important tools. First one is Tableau Desktop and second one is MS SQL Server. All right. So in by using these two tools, we are going to see this complete project. And in front of your screen, you can see this will be our final output. Whatever you can see in front of your screen, we will be designing it from start to end in this complete video. And in front of your screen, the dashboard which you are seeing, this is complete dynamic dashboard which is operated by using some filters and some action filters. All right, and there are some we can say navigation filters also to move from one dashboard to another dashboard. All right, so coming to the dashboard, I will help you on how to operate this particular dashboard. So at the top, you can see there are two filters available. First one is the dimension filter, which is a pizza category, and second one is the we can say a date range filters, which is used to we can add a start date and end date, and between these two particular dates you can see the different insights for the data. So whenever I'm operating, let's say you want to see for the chicken pizza and veggie pizza, you can see the values are changing with respect to that, and you can take the different insights from here. All right, similarly, if you want to see for chicken classic and veggie pizza, so you can take the multiple insights from here as well, and you can take the different business decision, or the client can take different business decisions from here. Similarly, we have a range filter. So whenever I'm operating this filter, you can see I'm changing the start date and I'm changing the end date. So with respect to that, we are getting different insights from this particular data. So let's say if you want client want to see the data for 6 months, so you can now add the dates over here. You can use these filters to change the dates, and then he can take the multiple insights from here. All right, so this is in this way we can operate this by using the interactive filters or the quick filters which we are having in front of our dashboard. Similarly, there are also we have used some action filters. So you can see if you want to see for veggie, when I click here, you can see the values are changing. Similarly, if you want to see for supreme pizza, again the values are changing with respect to that, and we can take multiple insights. Similarly, if you want to see according to pizza size, so whenever I'm clicking on large, you can see the insights for large. Similarly, for medium, if you want to see, you can take the insights from here as well. All right, if you want to see you can see this is a hourly trend. So you want to see at any specific hour how the particular pizzas are performing. Let's say you want to see it for uh, 12 o'clock, like afternoon 12 o'clock, you can see the values are changing with respect to that. Similarly, if you want to see for any specific week also, so I have not added the action filter, so I will show you how to add in whenever we are making this dashboard. So in this way, we can take multiple insights from here. And at the left hand side navigation pane here, we can see we have provided some insights from this overall dashboard, so which will be helpful for a business owner, to read this, and he can find some or take some valuable insights from here. All right, so you can see onto this particular dashboard, if you come to if you want to see what elements we have used, so at top we have used a KPI card, which is a multiple or 5 KPI cards which we have used, or 5 important KPIs which we are showing here, that is revenue, order value, pizzas sold, total orders, and these are all with respect to whatever customer has provided us the requirement. Then we are showing here the hourly trends which are which is actually a stack, a column chart, and we are breaking it with respect to the what we can see a pizza category. All right, so here also you can see these are the weekly trends for the total orders, and here are the number of weeks on x-axis, which is in one complete year. We can see the total number of weeks are there. Then we are showing the percentage of sales by pizza category, which is a donut chart. Then we have a slider chart. Okay, so actually this is a custom chart, which is a slider chart, and which is a most important and mostly used chart in many of the industries, which is showing the percentage of total sales by pizza size. So you can learn a custom chart from this particular video. Then the last we are showing the orders and pizza sold by pizza category. So this is actually a butterfly chart. So which is also we can say a custom chart. And from here also we can take some multiple insights, right? So this is a overall packed we can say dashboard, which is a home dashboard. So we have a navigation buttons over here. You can see right now we are at home page. So when I click on this particular dashboard, that is best and worst sellers, so as soon as I click, it is taking us to the second dashboard. All right, and this dashboard gives us an insight of best and worst sellers. Okay, so from this particular dashboard, a business owner or our stakeholders can take an insight of which are the best selling pizzas and the worst selling pizzas, or we can say a best performing and worst performing pizzas. And according to that, he can manage his inventory, he can take some decisions on, or give some discounts on the best sellers, and he can remove the worst seller pizzas because those are not performing well. All right, and the same filters we have used here also. If you want to see for any particular pizza category, you can see which pizza category is performing well. So let's say you want to see for chicken categories. Okay, so these are the best performing categories here, as well as if you want to see for different dates. Okay, so with respect to different dates, you can see which are the best performing pizzas for 1 month, 2 months, or any start date and any end date. And similarly here also we have provided a high level insight from which a customer can take a note of which is the best performing with respect to revenue, quantity, and the total orders. Okay, so this is again a new dashboard or a second dashboard which we are preparing in Tableau. Okay, and by using these navigation buttons, when I click on home, you will come to home page. When I click on best and worst sellers, you will come to the second dashboards. Okay, so this is a complete overall idea of this particular dashboard, which we are going to design in this complete video. And we are going to make use of MS SQL Server into this particular video, where we will be firing some SQL queries. And many people ask me the questions, why to use MS SQL Server queries if we are already designing this dashboard in Tableau or in Power BI. So always remember, guys, whatever we show in Tableau, that is not enough. All right. So we have to, I can say, test this particular dashboard. Okay, validate the data which is shown onto these dashboards. And in many of the industries, or I can say in all of the industries, it is always done by firing the SQL queries to our database wherever the data is present. So if you can see, there are numbers present onto this particular chart, which is hourly trends. So how come one know that this is a correct number, that is 6.8k orders were placed at 12 o'clock noon? Okay, and how come I know that, or how come our client know that this is correct result which Tableau is showing? So for that, what we have to do, we have to fire some SQL queries, and SQL queries will never give you wrong results. Okay, because we are directly firing it at data source or at the data base. All right, and with respect to that results, we will be comparing those results with our Tableau results, and if they are matching, then we can say that yeah, this dashboard can be presented in front of our client. Okay, we cannot present SQL queries because SQL queries are not dynamic. Okay, we can make it dynamic, but always we have to enter manually the data in front of our customer, or he have to enter the data manually. So in that case, we are making dashboards where he can use some filters, he can use some action filters, and he can see the data at different angles. Okay, so in that case, we have to use MS SQL Server, where we can validate the data which is been represented in Tableau dashboards. Okay, so in this video, again, we are going to use the same queries. We will be firing the queries, we will be determining the result, and then we will be comparing it with our this particular Tableau dashboard. Okay, I hope you've understood this. So moving ahead, so this is the part one. So what we can see, what we are going to see in the part one of this particular data analyst portfolio project. So first we will see the MS SQL Server, and let's see what steps we are going to see in MS SQL Server. So first in MS SQL Server, we are going to see how to import the data in MS SQL Server. All right. So a prerequisite for this is you have to install the MS SQL Server in your system. There are multiple videos available on YouTube how to install the MS SQL Server. You can go ahead and watch those. And after you have installed, then you can go ahead and start this particular project. Okay. And if you don't want to use MS SQL Server, you can always go ahead and use a flat file connection to our Tableau. Okay, means you can directly start designing a dashboard instead of going ahead and firing the SQL queries if you don't want to use SQL queries. Okay, so you can use a flat file connection. I will be importing, or I will be adding the data in the description box, from where you can download the CSV file and you can use it as a text file connection and connect to your Tableau and start building this dashboard. Okay, so first, what we will be seeing in MS SQL Server is the importing the data. Okay, so how to import the data, that is flat file CSV files, into our MS SQL servers. Okay, then second, we will be seeing creating a database. Okay, we will create a database with respect to the data which we have. and we will store that particular file into our database. All right, then we will see how to write the different SQL queries. Okay, so in this particular we have a requirement from customer which we will be seeing in the further part of the video, and by using those requirements what we will do, each requirement we will take and we will fire the SQL queries and we will note down the results which we are getting. Okay, and these are the some sample SQL queries which we are going to use. We are going to see all the SQL queries from basic to advanced. Okay, we will be using some date functions, we are going to use some cast functions, decimal functions, we are going to use select query, we are going to use where, group by, order by. So all these particular MS SQL server functions are we are going to use into this particular project, and whatever query I am using, so these particular queries can be worked in many of the databases. Okay, so if you are using MySQL you can use these queries, but there are some queries or some functions which are not same as in MS SQL Server. Okay, because right now I'm using some date part, date name, it will be different in MySQL. Okay, so you just have to search on Google how to do that. If you cannot, you can reach out to me, I will help you to find the particular query or resolve that particular error which you have. All right, so this is a writing query part. Then we will be creating a report. Okay, so whatever queries you are writing, you cannot only write and see the result for yourself. Okay, so the result which you are getting, you have to store the result in the form of PDFs or in the form of documentation files, which will be stored and which will be reported or provided to your client that you have fired the SQL queries, you have tested your results. Okay, and in this way your client will be satisfied with the dashboards. Okay, the next, the part 2 which we are going to see into this particular data analyst project is second part will be Tableau. Okay, in Tableau we are going to design this particular dashboard which I just shown you. Okay, and in Tableau we are going to see different steps. In the first, what we are going to do is we are going to connect the MS SQL server to Tableau. Okay, means we are going to use the server connection. Okay, if you don't have server, as I told you, you can use the CSV file connection also. Okay, the next in Tableau we are going to see data processing, where we will be doing some data cleaning, we will changing our data, and I will show you how to do that in further coming videos. Okay, or the further part of videos. Next we will do some data visualization, we will be creating some charts, custom charts, and I will show you step by step all the what we can say process on how to create these different charts and how to show it into our dashboards. All right, and the final output which I told you, this will be our final output, that is the Tableau dashboard which we are going to design. All right, and the start to end design will be done into this particular video. Second dashboard will be our worst seller, so this is also going to be designed in this particular video. So the next and most important part is the problem statement which is provided to us by our client, and he have provided the problem statements into two parts. So first he have provided us the KPIs requirement. KPIs is nothing but key performance indicators which will give an overall idea of the business, or we can say a summary of business, how it is performing at higher level. Okay, so what he is asking us to analyze the key indicators of our pizza sales data to get an insight of their business performance, and they want to specifically calculate the given metrics in front of your screen. The first is the total revenue. Okay, the total revenue is nothing but it is the total price of all the pizza orders. Okay, means we can take the sum of all the pizza orders in that particular year, and then we have to show how much how was the revenue in that year. Then he want us to find out the average order value. So average order value is nothing but average amount spent per order. Okay, and he has given also the logic also, it is calculated by dividing total revenue by the total number of orders. So we'll be using the same formula in Tableau as well as in SQL queries. Okay, next one, he has asked us to find out the total pizzas sold, so how many quantities of pizzas are sold. Then total order, so total pizzas sold and total orders are different. Why? Because in one order you may order multiple pizzas. Okay, so I'm giving a order today and I have ordered two pizzas. Okay, so the quantity will be two but order will be only one. So in this way you have to understand the data. All right, the next one is average pizzas per order. So it is nothing but how many pizzas are ordered in one order, which I just mentioned one example before. In one order, how many pizzas are purchased by that particular customer. And we have also how the logic is provided. It is calculated by dividing total number of pizzas divided by total number of orders. So this is the part one of the requirement where he want us to find out the KPIs, that is overall idea of the business. Moving ahead to the next, that is a charts requirement. Okay, so he want us to give us some charts requirement, and he would like us to visualize the different aspects of our data. Okay, so KPIs gives us the higher level of data, but charts gives us what at granular level of or granular insights of the data. Means he want us to deep dive in the data and find out more insights with respect to different facts, different attributes, different dimensions which we have. Okay. So first one here want us to find out the hourly trend for total orders. Okay. So in a particular day, okay, in a particular day, if his, let's say that particular pizza shop opens at 9 a.m. in the morning and it closes at 12, we can say at the night, okay, at midnight it closes. So in that particular total hours, how is the order frequency? Okay. So in that case, he want to find out the trend of the orders and he want us to create a stack bar chart for that. The next one is a weekly trend for the orders. So in each week of that particular entire year, how the orders are performing or how the orders are fluctuating, he wants us to find out with the help of line chart. Right? The third one which he is asking us is to find out the percentage of sales by pizza category. So this is a very straightforward and he wants us to create a pie chart for that. The next one is percentage of sales by pizza size. Okay, so with respect to pizza size, what is the percentage of sales? Whether the large pizza, small pizza, who is the performer or who is the best performer? Right? The next one, he's also asking us to find out total pizzas sold by the pizza category. So with respect to that, he wants us to create a funnel chart, or but we are using a butterfly chart here. So this happens. Okay, once the requirement is provided to us, it is not always feasible to use, or it is not always feasible to design whatever client is saying you. So it is sometimes what is having, there are limitations in Tableau which is not able to, or which is not able to design, or which we cannot design in Tableau. So we have to provide some alternative chart, alternative way to our client, and then client will accept that, and then we have to show into this dashboard. All right. So this happens whenever you are working on a real time project. The next, he want us to find out the top five bestseller by revenue, total quantity, and total orders, which I already told you. He want us to find out which is the best performing or the most popular pizza. And similar way, he want us to find out for bottom five. That is nothing but which are the underperforming or the worst sellers. All right. So this is the problem statement which I have just given you overview. You can read everything how I've whatever I have provided here. All right. So moving ahead, next, the most important thing, what software I am using to design this particular dashboard, whichever I am showing you in front of your screen. So first one is MS SQL, or sorry, the MS Excel, MS Office, which I am using, the Excel version which I am using, it's a 2021 version. All right. The MS SQL Server which I am using, it's a 19.0, and the Server Management Studio, that is SSMS, which I am using is 19.0.2020.9.0. Okay. You can either you install the same version, or you can either install, or you can go ahead and install the updated versions. Not to worry, you will get the same results. Okay. The Tableau version which I am using is 2022.3.0. Okay. So many people do not have the Tableau desktop version or a student version. Okay. So what they do, they design this particular dashboard in what I can say in Tableau Public, which is a free word. Okay. So I will show you what are the disadvantages and advantages, or what are the functions which are not available in Tableau Public. Okay. So which I where here I'm using some custom shapes. Okay, but you cannot add the custom shapes in Tableau Public. So instead of adding custom shapes, I will show you which shape you can use instead of adding that particular custom shape into Tableau Public. All right, so not to worry on that. You can design the same dashboard in Tableau Public also, the same one as it is. Right. So next, the most important part, guys. So I know you guys are loving the content. You are getting many insights and many learning from this particular dashboards. My request will be to just go ahead and subscribe the channel. You can see the many people are watching, but they are not subscribing. So this will be a great motivation for me to bring such great content for you, and it will help me to reach out to multiple students and multiple who are eager to learn this particular data analysis tools. So I request you to go ahead and please subscribe the channel, like the video, share this particular video on those who are working on Tableau, for those who are working on data analyst courses and all those. All right. And turn on the notification bell so you can get some exciting projects, exciting tips and tricks, and exciting courses, whichever I am uploading on my channel. All right. So this is our data, which is a pizza sales data, and it is for a year of 2015. Okay, so it is a data for 1 year, and we have different, fields here, columns here. We will see one by one what is the significance of those particular fields, and this is a currently CSV file. I will attach a link in the description box from where you can go ahead and download that. All right. So the first column, if you can see, the first is the pizza ID. So pizza ID is nothing but this will be our primary key, where you can see there will be a unique number to each and every row which we are having here. And in this particular pizza ID, so each pizza sold, okay, each pizza, this particular data is for each pizza sold. Okay, so that particular ID is for pizza, and the second one is the order ID. So order ID, you can see there are some duplicates available here, right? So there are some duplicates available for each order ID. So it is nothing but in that particular, so let's say one particular person is an ordering, and you can see two is repeated 5 times. It is nothing but he have ordered 5 pizzas in that particular one order. So with that particular each pizza, we are having each row for that particular order. So you can see it is repeated, and in that particular thing, whatever pizzas he have ordered, whatever what each pizza is costing us, all these things are mentioned over here. All right. So you can see quantity. Then there is a pizza name ID. Then we have a quantity over here. Then we have the date of order which has been ordered, and what time that particular pizza has been ordered, you can see. So for second one, you can see it has been ordered at 11:57 a.m. All right. And what is the unit price of each pizza? What is the total price? What was the size of that particular pizza, whether it was medium, large, extra large, or double extra large? What was its category? Classic, veggie, supreme, chicken, okay, veg or non-veg likewise. What were the ingredients, what we can say, toppings which were added onto that particular pizza? And what was the name of that pizza? Okay, so this much fields which we have, which is very much easy to understand the domain knowledge for us, because we all of us have ordered pizza in our life once or twice. Okay, so this is the total 12 number of fields which we are having, and the total size of the data which present here is 48,000. You can see 48,000 rows are there, for this particular approximately, and we will be using this particular data to analyze. So now let's open our SQL Server Management Studio, and then we will import our this particular CSV file into our MS SQL Server, and we will start firing our queries with respect to what requirement document is provided to us. Okay, so I will just open the SQL Server Management Studio. So it will take some time to open, and so whatever server name you are seeing here, this is very much important, right? So this server name will be required for us whenever we are going to connect our Excel to our MS SQL server. So we have to provide our server name at that particular time. So you can either copy it and paste it at somewhere else, or you can just note it down and you can type it over there. All right. And I will just hit connect button, and you can see this is the UI of Server Management Studio, that is MS SQL Server. And yeah, there are different databases available over here. When I hit on this plus button, so these are the already created database which I was working on. So we will go ahead and create a new database for our pizza sales. So I will just click on this. Then you have to right click here, and you have to click on new database. All right. So in new database, we have to mention the name of here. So I will be mentioning it as pizza DB. Okay, I will mention it as pizza database, that is pizza DB. And you just have to click on OK. So you can see the database has been created over here. So just hit the plus button over here, and you can see the different elements available for this particular database. And we want to add a table over here. So right now there is no table added or no data is added for our database. So we have to import our data from our the flat file which we are using over here. So this is our flat file, and this flat file we will be importing into our database. All right. So we will go back to our server management studio, and how to import the data. So select the database which you have created, right click here, go to task. Okay, in task here you can see import flat file, not import data. You have to click on import flat file. I will just click over here, and you can see the import flat file dialog box has been opened. I will just click on next. Then it is asking us to browse the file. So from where you want to browse, I will just hit on browse button, and you can see it is mentioned in D drive. So I will, you wherever you have it your file, you can browse to that particular file, and I will just click open. Then I will just hit next. You can say whenever that particular file is open at your background in another application, first you have to close it. So I will just close this particular file first. I will just click on save, and now I will just go back again. And now, so you have to close whatever applications are open. That particular CSV file was open in MS SQL Excel, so you have to close that. Then I will just hit next. Then you can see there is a preview of the data which is been imported here. You can check with whether all the columns are been brought up into this particular import file. Then you have to just click on next, and you can see there are different column names are there, whichever are there in our data, and different data type, which by default MS SQL Server has assigned the data type for that. So it depends upon you if you want to change the data types for this. But I usually would like to change it. So whatever you can see at n varchar 50, wherever you are seeing this. So I will change this to varchar 50. Okay, so this is varchar 50. So this also I will change to varchar 50. Then the pizza category also I will change to varchar 50. And you can see this here n varchar and 100 is the particular size. So 100 is nothing but what how many text or word size can be taken into that particular column. But because pizza ingredients are there are maybe many pizza ingredients, so the length of that particular what we can say text into that column is greater than 100 or greater than 80, so we have to mention a higher side, what we can say the size for this. So we have chosen the 50, but I will mention it as 200 over here. Okay, so you can edit it. The pizza name also I will change it to varchar 50. Okay, so all this we have changed, and then we will go ahead and click on next, and I will click on finish. Okay, so it is giving us the error. So whatever error we are seeing, you can click on this error and you can see what error we are seeing here. So it is giving us that error that for column 1, that is for our order ID, it cannot be converted to tiny integer. Okay, so it is asking us, so that we are, it has taken the tiny integer, so we have to change the data type of this. So I will just close this. I will just go to previous, hit one more time. So whatever we have at pizza ID, so it cannot be tiny integer or small integer. So I will change it to integer. Okay. So why it is not taking? Because pizza ID, the IDs from serial numbers like 1, 2, 3. You can go ahead and check the data, and at the data is up to 48,000. Okay. So tiny integer is given to those only wherever there are single digit numbers are there. Okay, but our what we can say, the pizza ID is more than 100, more than 200, so we have to give it a proper integer. Same will be for order ID also, because order ID are also greater than 100 or 200, so we will change this also to integer. Okay, quantity can be tiny integer, because quantity max to max we are ordering a pizza up to 7 pizzas, 8 pizzas, so it is a single digit, so it can be taking a value as a tiny integer, that is small integer. Then I will just hit next, and I will click on finish. So it will take some time to complete it operation, and we will get a message over here, success. It means that our data has been imported over here. So I will just hit close button, and you can see that data file has been not, you can say, uploaded over here. So for that, what you have to do is, I will just right click here and I will refresh this. I will just refresh this, and then I will go into tables, and you can see our table has been added over here. So now we have want to see if our data has been correctly added or not. So I will just right click here and I will click on new query. Okay, so you can see a query window has been opened here, and I will just type our query over here, that is select star. Star means everything from what is our name of the what we can say data table which we have added is pizza underscore sales. Okay, pizza underscore sales. So this is our table. So make sure you are importing CSV file. Okay, CSV file only you have to import. XLSX file will be not imported into our MS SQL Server database. You have to import a comma separated file, that is CSV file only. All right, and I will just click on execute over here. So here you have to click on execute, and you can see this is the data which has been imported, and you can see the number of rows which are there, 48,620. The same number of rows were there into our flat file. So all the rows and all the data has been imported over here. So this is our data. Now we will go ahead and see our, with respect to our problem statements, we will go ahead and fire our queries so that we are getting output for those. Okay, and with the same we will also create our document as well. Okay, so we have imported our what we can say data. Then next we will start firing our queries with respect to our requirement document. So we will go to our requirement document, and the first requirement which we have over here is to find out the total revenue. Okay, so the total revenue is nothing but total price of all the pizza orders. Okay, so for that we will go to our server here, and we will fire some queries over here to get the total order, right? So I will just use a select statement for this. I will use select, and we want sum, right? So total revenue is nothing but sum of total price. Okay. So you can see this is the total price column which we have over here. So we will be using this particular column to get our total revenue. Okay. Sum of total underscore price. So make sure, because it is a case sensitive, whatever column name is there, use the same column name you have to enter in your query, because it is a case sensitive statement just for this particular column fields which are dragging or we are retrieving from your data, and we want to bring it from, okay, from where, this particular table, right? So what is the name of our table? That is pizza underscore sales. Okay, so this is our pizza underscore sales. I will just increase the site a bit, right? All right, so now I will just execute this. So you can see we have a total number of sales of 81,000 or $817,860. Okay, so you can see the no column name has been applied to this. So if you want to give some column name, after some you have to give some alias over here, that is a temporary column name which will be given to our output, and I will name it as total underscore revenue. Okay, so you have to mention underscore over here. You cannot mention a space, right? So it is again a case sensitive. You cannot mention a space into this particular MS SQL server. So I will just hit OK. Now you can see it has been given a name over here. So this is our total revenue, and this is our output, that is 817860. So now most important thing is, whenever you are firing some queries, you have to save these queries. Whatever query you have written, you have to save this. Whatever result you are getting, you have to save this, because whenever your client is going to see this particular queries, he must know what queries you have fired and what output you have got, right? You cannot just fire it and you have just checked it up to yourself and you have deleted everything. No, you have to save it so that your users, your stakeholders, your clients, your colleagues might see that what query you have used. All right, so make sure. And for that, what we have done is we have to create a document over here, right? So I have created a document called Pizza Sales SQL Queries, and our first one is we are creating it for KPIs, and in first KPI we are finding it for total revenue. Okay, this is the query which we have. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to just select this, copy this, and you have to paste it over here, and you can take a screenshot of this particular this output which we have got over here, and you have to paste it over here, right? So this is the query and this is the output of that particular query. All right, so in this way you have to create a document. So right, so you have to create a document for each and every query over here. Whatever I have done, you have to create the document in same way. Okay, because this document will be required in future preferences. Okay, so if your client come back and say no, this result is wrong, then you can go ahead and show him the query. Yeah, this was the result which we got. All right, so I hope you have understood this. The next thing what we have to do is I will just delete this now, because we have got our first result, and I will just use this select star from. I will just bring the data in front of us so that with reference to that data we can find all the things. Okay, so this is the data in front of us again. Now, the second thing or the second requirement which is there for us is to determine average order value, and it is nothing but calculated by dividing the total revenue by total number of orders. Okay, so now total revenue we have already calculated, but we have to find out the total number of orders, right? So orders is nothing but we have to take count of this particular orders, right? But you can see there are some duplicates available over here, right? So if you take count this duplicate, this you can see 2 is repeated 5 times, so it will take the count of this each and every row as 5 times, right? So it is duplicating the result. So we don't want duplicate results, so we want the distinct count of each and every row of this particular column. Okay, so we will be taking a distinct count because there are repetitive values over here, right? Because this particular data which we are having, it is for pizza data. Okay, so each pizza ordered, that is particular data, it is not for order data. So order id is repeated over here because in this particular order id 5 pizzas were ordered. All right, so we have to take distinct count. I hope you have understood. So I will be using, so we have to find out the ratio, so I will be using select. Okay, so One second. So select, what we have to do is we have to take a ratio of what? Total revenue. So total revenue, we know it is nothing but sum of what? Total underscore price. Okay, so this is our total revenue, and we have to divide it by what? Count of. Okay, so we will be dividing it by count of distinct. Okay, so we have to take distinct count of what? Order ID. Distinct count of order ID, order underscore ID. This is the column name. I will close this. Okay, and where do we want to bring it from? Pizza underscore sales. Okay, so we will select this. Okay, select. So if you run this query, you will get an error over here, right? Or you will be getting both the queries will be run. So I just want to run this particular query, so I'll just select this and I will then execute this. So you can see 38.30 is the average, what we can say, order value, or what we can say average order value. But we want to give the name to this, so I will giving here as an alias, that is as average underscore order underscore value. Okay, and now I will run this. I will select this and then I will run this. You can see the name of this column is given as a temporary name, and the output is 38.30. In the same way, again, what you have to do, you have to save this query and you have to save the result for this query. Okay, so this is important. Okay, so we have got the second query as well. And the next thing what we will be doing is, with respect to requirement document, we have to find the total pizza sold. The total pizza sold is nothing but sum of all the quantities of the pizza sold. Okay, so I will just run this query and I will show you the data which we have. So we can see we have a name called quantity into our, a field called quantity into our data. So we have to take sum of all of these quantities, okay, so that we will be getting the total orders placed, right? So that is total pizza sold, right? Sorry. So we will just delete this and I will take the sum of, okay, we will be taking the sum of quantity. Okay, so this is sum of quantity and from pizza underscore sales. So I will just run this, and we want this table to be named as total underscore pizza sold. All right, and I will just select this query and I will run this. So you can see 49574 are the total pizzas sold. Again, you can save this query and take the screenshot of it and bring it in your document. So these are the total pizzas sold into our data. Okay, the next requirement is to find out the total orders placed. Okay, so I will just run this query again to see our data. So we want to find out the total order placed. Okay, so total orders are nothing but we have to take count of this particular column, that is order ID, and we have to take a distinct count because there are repetitive values over here, right? So what we will do, I will just delete this. So I will just modify this query only. So we have to find out count of distinct. Okay, we will take distinct count of what? Order underscore ID. Okay, and we will name this column as, or the output should be named as total underscore orders. Okay, select this query and then run this. So you can see these were the total number of orders, that is 21,350. Okay, so if you can see into our document, the total pizzas sold were 49,000 and total orders are 21,000. So you can see almost for each and every order more than two pizzas are sold. Okay, so in this way we have to bring an insights over here. All right, so now I will just delete this, and the next document which we have, or the next requirement which we have, is average pizzas per order. Okay, so average pizzas per order is nothing but it is calculated with the ratio of dividing total number of pizzas sold by total number of orders, right? So total number of pizzas sold divided by total number of orders. So it is very simple. So we'll be using a select statement. Total number of pizzas sold is nothing but sum of what? Quantity. Okay, sum of quantity which we have already determined, and total number of orders means nothing but count a distinct of order ID. So we will take count distinct of order underscore ID. Okay, from pizza underscore sales. Okay, so this is our query. So I will just run this, select this, and I will run this. So you can see two pizzas are there, right? but you cannot get a exact 2 value. There may be a fraction value like 2.1, 2.5, 2.56 likewise. So what this particular MS SQL server is doing is it is giving us, it is giving us the value, or it is rounding off the value and it is giving us the result. Okay, but we want it in the decimal points. Okay, some decimal points should be given there. So what we have to do is we have to cast this particular numerator and cast this numerator denominator what in terms of decimals. Okay, so we have to convert this in terms of decimals. So to do that, what we will be doing, we will use a cast function over here, right? So for this, I will be using a cast function. Okay, I will add a bracket over here. So I want to convert this particular quantity in decimals. Okay, so I will convert this into decimal. Okay, so I will name it as decimal and I will use it as 10 comma. Okay, so now I have used this 10 comma 2 and I will end this bracket for cast here. So we are casting this and we are converting the data type of this particular sum of quantity to decimal points. Okay, so we are using two decimal points and 10 is nothing but we will be getting up to 10 decimal points, we will be getting the result, but out of that 10 we will be using only first two decimal points. Okay, so this is important to note, right? So what is meaning of 10 and what is meaning of 2? So 10 is nothing but we will be getting a value as, like, let's say for example 156.56787899. So likewise, after decimal points there will be 10 digits, and out of that 10 digits we only want two digits to be appeared. Okay, so this is what we are going to use here, and similarly we'll be using cast for this as well. So I will just use it on next line. So I will use cast and I will convert this also to as decimal 10 comma 2. Same for this 10 comma 2, and I will close this bracket two times and then we will run this particular query. So you can see we have got this value as 2.32. Okay, so this is the value which we are getting over here. And if you want to cast this entire result, right? So now the ratio, so we are using this particular ratio divided by this ratio. We have casted both of these, but the entire output is 2.32 whatever we are getting. But if you want to cast this entire output, right? So if you want only 2.32, you can add a cast for this entire ratio. Okay, it is not needed, but I will show you how we can do that. So I will add a one more cast over here for entire ratio. So I will add it here, and here what we will be doing is here at the output I will be using as decimal. Okay, and I will be using here 10 comma. Okay, I will close this and I will close this second time, and when I run this particular thing, so you can see we are getting value as 2.32. All right, so in this way we have to convert our output. Okay, so first I've used cast for the numerator, then I've used cast to convert it into decimal for denominator, and I've used this cast for entire ratio. Okay, for this entire ratio I've used. Okay, and if you want, you can give a temporary name for this as average pizza. What should be the name? Average pizzas per order. Score order. Okay, and you can run this, and you can see average pizzas per order is given and 2.32 is the answer which we are getting. So we have to copy this into our document, this particular query, and copy this as a result as well, so that you have to store the result. All right, so this was our KPIs. So we have determined all the KPIs. So after finding our all the KPIs, we will start with our first requirement which we have, and in our first requirement we have to find out the hourly trend for total pizzas sold. So to determine the total pizzas sold, what we have to do here is we can see here it is nothing but the on this particular, in that particular hour how many pizzas are sold. So you can see we have order time as an field in our database, and with respect to that we have to use a 24-hour clock, and we have to find out in that particular entire day if the shop is opening at 9 and it is closing at midnight, so how is the order fluctuations, that is how many, what are the total pizzas sold in that. So for that I will write the query first and then I will explain you, and I will be using a select statement again. And here we have to determine, or we have to take out the hours from that particular order time. So we will be using a date part function, Okay, I will use a date part, and the interval for me will be what? Hour. Okay, so that is nothing but what should be the date part? That is nothing but hour we want, and we want it from order underscore time. That is from this particular field we want that, and we will give an temporary name or as an alias name for this as order underscore hours. Okay, or underscore hour, comma, what we want to be shown, that is total pizza sold. Total pizza sold is nothing but sum of total quantities which we have. So what I will take, sum of quantity of the pizzas which we have, that is quantity field we have in our database. So we have taken we have quantity, quantity quantity. Okay, so this is one which we want, and we will name it as total pizzas sold. Okay, so we'll name it as a temporary name in our output as total pizza sold, and we want this from which table? That is from pizza underscore sales. Okay, so from here we want it. And always remember, whenever we are using any categorical dimension with a particular summation or any aggregation, we always have to group it. Okay, we have to use a group by clause, and we have to use a group by clause again. And in group by clause, we have to use this particular dimension which we are using. So here you can see this is the dimension, that is nothing but date part hour, that is nothing but it will be giving us the categorical hours, and with respect to that the grouping is done, and we are giving us the aggregation of quantities. So we have to group it by this particular thing, and I will group it, and I will try to run this particular thing. So you can see we have got this. And what I will do, I will again fire an order by clause, because we want the order hours in the ascending order. So I will add order by clause, and again we want the order by using this particular thing. So I will just paste it over here. So we were ordering by the hours, but if you are not mentioning any ascending order or descending order for this order by clause, if you are not mentioning, by default it is an ascending order. And if you want it in descending order, you have to mention here DSC. Okay, DSC, right? And now I will just select this, and now by default it will be in ascending order. So as soon as I run this, you can see the starting or opening of the store is at 9 o'clock, and it is closing at 11 o'clock. And in all these particular hours, this is the fluctuation of our what we can say orders or total pizzas which are ordered over here, right? So you can see at 12 o'clock it is the highest one, 12 and 1 o'clock, and again it is increasing from, or we can say 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, again 6 o'clock, and from here again it is decreasing. So there are two peaks are there, and in that particular way we can find out this particular hourly trend for the total pizzas sold. All right, so this was hourly trend for total pizzas sold. We will also find out the what we have to find out the weekly trend for the total orders. Now we don't want total pizzas, but we want total orders to be shown over here. So now we will find out the weekly trend for total orders. So this is nothing but for entire year there are 52 or 53 weeks, and this is to be find out by ISO weeks calendar. So client want us to find out with respect to ISO weeks, and with respect to those ISO weeks, how many total number of orders or total orders are placed in each week, from where he will get an fluctuation, like how which is the peak week, and with respect to that which it is from which year or it is in which month. Likewise he will take an insight from that. So for that, what we have to write a query. So I will write a first query, and I will help you in understanding that query. So I will use again a select statement, because we want to retrieve a data, and again we want here a week. So again we have to use a date part function, and here we want what, in this case we use initially as a v hours, because we want hours from this order time, but we want week now, and we want ISO week. So I'll write ISO underscore week. So this will be our ISO week, that is our date part, and we want it from what, order date. Okay, so right now we are going to use order date, and we'll name it as what, week number. Okay, or we will name it as week number. Okay, so from here we will get which is the week number, comma, we will also take here year. Okay, so we'll take year of order date. Okay, so from which year this particular weeks are coming, so we want year as well to be shown into this year. And what we want, total orders. So total orders, I already told you, it is what, it is nothing but distinct count of order ID. All right, I have already shown you how to find out the KPIs, same we'll be using here. So it is nothing but what, count of, okay, distinct, so it is count of distinct order underscore ID. Okay, so it is count of distinct underscore id, and we will name it as what? Total underscore orders. Okay, similarly here also we will give this as an alias as year, or we'll name it as order year. Okay, I will hit enter over here once. Okay, and from where we want this, we want from what? Pizza underscore sales. Okay, and what we have to do, always remember, whenever we are using any what I have already told you, whenever you are using any categorical dimensions with a summation or with any aggregation, count is again an aggregation, you have to use a group by clause. And whichever what we can say dimensions or any categorical values we are using, both should be used, or that much amount of what we can say dimension should be used in that group by. So I will group it by group by. So we are using this one, that is date part, so we will use this as well as group by, control V. And we are also using year, so we'll using same year again, also we'll be using year as a group by, control C, control V, enter. And we also want it order by, we'll also order by it by same, control C, control V. And I will try to run this. Okay, so you can see we are getting from week 1 to week 53, we are getting, and the order year was 215, and you can see these are the total number of order placed in each week. Okay, so we will compare this with our Tableau results. So whenever we move ahead, but you have to note it down, you have to copy the results, and you have to prepare the document, which I will tell you how to prepare the document. Okay, so you can see I've already taken the screenshots over here. So in this way, you have to take the screenshots of this, so it will be helpful for your client to show, and any another resource is working on this, so it will be helpful for him as well. All right, so we will be starting with our next requirement, that is third one, that is percentage of sales by pizza category. Okay, so here what we have to determine is the pizza by, with respect to pizza category, we have to find out the sales, but we don't want the sales number, we have to find out the percentage of total. Okay, so first we will understand what should be the logic behind this. Okay, so how to determine the sales for that particular pizza category, and we have to find out the percentage. So percentage, how percentage is calculated? Percentage is nothing but we have to divide it by the total number of sales or over that particular what you can sales. Okay, so we will be dividing that particular pizza category sales divided by total number of sales, or we can say entire sales into that particular data. So we have to take the ratio. Okay, so to do that, what we will be doing, if you are having still a confusion, you can go ahead and search how we determine the percentage of sales or percentage of total. Understand that logic, and then you will be able to understand this query whatever I'm writing here. Okay, so remember, we are taking the ratio, and at a denominator we will be taking total number of sales, and at numerator it will be with respect to category wise sales. Okay, so we will be writing in query as select, I'll be using a select statement again. So we want pizza category. Okay, so we have name here pizza category, so we have to use the name of that particular field, that is pizza category. Okay, so I will be using a pizza category, comma. Okay, so now with above in front of that pizza category, what we want is ratio. Okay, so we have to take a ratio in such a way that what we will be doing is we will be doing first as sum of, okay, sum of total underscore price. Okay, right. So for percentage, what we have to do is we have to take a ratio, and then we have to multiply it by 100, so that it will be converted to percentage. So we multiply that particular 100 at numerator. So what I will do, I will multiply 100 over here itself. Okay, then I will divide it by the total number of sales. Okay, so you can see these particular sales whatever we have taken here, it is with respect to that particular pizza category. Whichever pizza category we are taking, you will be getting in front of those sales, and that will be multiplied by 100. But at denominator, we want the sales of entire data. So for that we will write one more select statement. So I will write here select. Okay, so what we will be using here again, sum of total underscore price. Okay, and here we will be taking it from pizza underscore sales. Okay, and I will close this bracket. You can see this particular entire this statement is only written to get an entire cell. So if I select this and if I run only this particular thing, you can see I will be dividing this particular statement. I will be dividing it by the total number of value of sales, that is 81,000. Okay, so this is important for us to understand, because you should know the logic how to determine the percentage of total. All right. So this is what we want, and then what we will do, I will just go ahead and we will be taking again from pizza underscore sales. So now this pizza underscore sales is for this particular statement. Okay. For this we have already written over here. So this is for select, this is for this particular pizza. Okay. And then we have to group by. Okay. So always remember, we have to group by with whatever categorical dimension we are using. So we'll be using this particular thing, and I will just try to run this. Okay. So you can see we are getting the percentage values over here. All right. And you can see the name is not given to this particular ratio. So what we will do, I will give the name to this particular ratio as total. You can name it as total sales, or you can name it as total revenue. I will name it as total sales and revenue, it is one and the same. And I will what you can say, I will just run this. Okay, so it's not here, you have to name it as first here as total underscore sales. Okay, and then select this entire, and you can see pizza category. With respect to that, we are getting total sales, but it should be not total sales, it should be percentage of total. So I will just name it as percentage of total, that is PCT is nothing but a short form or abbreviation for percentage of sales. And then I will run it. So you can see for each pizza category, you can see for classic it is 26.90, chicken is 23.95. So with respect to that, we are getting the percentage of total with respect to pizza category. So let's say you want to mention the sum of total sales also over here. So what we can do, we can write one more thing here over, that is sum of total. It is an extra. Okay, so it is not as per our requirement. I will just mention here total price. Okay, as total underscore sales. Okay, and add one comma over here and then run this. Okay, so you can see if you want the total sales as well, you can get a total sales over here. All right. So now one more important point which I forgot to mention over here. So if you want to filter the data, okay. So this is the static query which gives the result for entire, what we can say, data set which is available with us. But if you want to filter this particular data for, let's say, you want to see it for only January month. Okay, so to see the data for only January month, what we have to add here is we have to add a where clause where you will be using a filtering row by row. So we will be using a where clause. Okay, so now you want to see it for only first month. Okay, so I will be using a month function over here, that is for January. And what will be our date field which we will be using is order date is equal to 1. Okay, so when I run this particular query, you can see whatever values you are seeing over here, it is for first, means what we are seeing it for month of January. Okay, so this is important to note here, we are seeing it for month of January. So if you can see, I have added a note at the end over here. So you can see whenever I'm adding where month of order date is equal to 1, it is indicates that this is the output for January, and it can be applicable for all the queries which we are using here. You can apply it with respect to here as well. Whenever you are applying it, where that particular thing, that is where month of order date is equal to 1. So if you want to add it for quarter, you can see if you are applying date part quarter of order date is equal to 1, so it will give us the value for first quarter, because you might have seen in our Excel dashboard we are using a January filter over here. All right, so with respect to that, we have to find our values. All right. So you might have seen the percentage of total we are getting 2.27, 2.08. You might have seen that it is something wrong over here, right? So why it is giving us the wrong result? Because you can see we are using one more select statement over here, and whatever where clause is applied, it is applied to our external query. Okay, so we are using a subquery over here. So to apply this particular where clause in subquery, what we have to do, we have to copy this and we have to apply here as well. Okay, so in this particular where query also, because it is taking the total sales, but total sales should be also taken for that particular month also. So what we will do, I will just run this query, and now we are getting the correct result, that is 26, 23 and 24. So make sure whenever you are using a subquery, And whenever you are applying a filter, that is where clause, it should be added in subquery as well. Okay. So in this way, you can apply the filter and you can find out the values for different, you can say, what we can say values also. If you can see for January, we are getting these particular values because we are going to apply some filters over here. You should apply the filters in query as well and find if we are getting the correct result or we are not getting the correct result. All right. So this is also important. We have must apply the filter in query also. So I hope you have understood. And moving ahead to our next one is, let's move ahead. So next requirement is percentage of sales by pizza size. Okay. So this is very much same. So I will just remove this first filter from here. Okay. So we will be using the same query here. Only instead of what we have to do is, instead of pizza category, we will be using pizza size. Okay. So I will just run this particular statement. This is the data. So we will be using pizza size now. Okay. So instead of pizza category, I will use pizza size. All other things will be same. So I'll just copy this and I will paste it over here. So this as well. Okay. And now if you run this query, so you will be getting the values with respect to pizza size over here. So if you want to group by or order by it, so I will just use an order by. So if you want to see the sizes with respect to, with percentage of total, I will just group by it by PCT and I will just see it in a ascending order. So if you want to see it in descending order, we will add a here DESC. So by default it is ascending, but if you want to see it in descending, you have to add this function at end of the order clause. And then you can see the values are now in descending order. All right. So one more thing also you can do here, if you want to see it for only up to two decimal points, that is 45.89. So this is just I'm telling you an extra. So what you can do here is you can add a cast over here. Okay. So means what, I will just add a cast here, cast function. Okay. I will add a bracket. Okay, and it is dividing it by this, and at this end what I will add as decimal. Okay, we'll change it to decimal 10 comma 2. We'll close this bracket and I will close this one more bracket and I will just run this. You can see we are getting at up to two decimal points. Okay, so in this way you can modify your query as per your requirement. So cast we are using to convert it into decimal, and then in decimal we are showing it up to only two decimal points. Okay, in this way we are forming our result. Similarly for this also, if you want to see the total sales up to two decimal points, again you can use your cast. Okay, and I will just add a bracket over here and I will add a comma decimal 10 comma. Okay, so we have to remove the comma from here. I will close one more bracket and add it over here. Okay, not needed. And I will just run this. Okay, so we are getting an error over here at line 15. Okay, cost. Yeah, we have to add it as, and now you can see. So we are getting this also as per two decimal points. So in this way you can use your query, and again you can add your where clause as well. So make sure you are adding a where clause before a group by statement, and if you are adding a where clause here, make sure you are adding the where clause in this particular subquery as well. All right, so get the correct result. All right. So let us see it for quarter. Okay, so we'll see it for first quarter. So let's say we are adding a date part function over here, and date part should be what, quarter. Okay, and we are using here order underscore date, and we are seeing it for first quarter. So let's run this. Okay, so quarter is not an recognized hint option, so we'll just know. Okay, so make sure it is a case sensitive. Okay, and we will run this. Still not. Okay, where clause, where. Now I will run this, and you can see it is for first quarter, but make sure you are adding it here as well. So I will just copy this and we will add it over here as well. I will close the bracket. Okay, and now we will execute this. Oops, we will execute this, and you can see we are getting the result right now for first quarter. And in this way, by applying some filters in Excel as well as applying some filters in SQL, you can get this particular result. So I hope you have understood this. Okay. Okay, so moving ahead to our next problem statement, we will go ahead and find out the next, that is top 5 best sellers by revenue, total quantity and total orders. And in this we will also go ahead and find out the bottom 5. Okay, so because there will be a small difference in the query, we will simultaneously work on this problem statement. So first I will write a query to, get an orders, or we can say with respect to pizza name, which is the maximum selling or best revenue pizza. Okay, so for that I will write a select query. So select, okay, so select pizza name. Okay, so we want which pizza name is best seller, comma, and we want the sum of revenue. So I will use sum of, so instead for sum it is nothing but sum of total price, so it will be total underscore price. Okay, and we want it from where? From pizza underscore sales. Okay, so pizza underscore sales. And next again we have to group it by, because whenever you are using any aggregation in any of the statement with respect to any of sub categorical or field, so we have to group it by with respect to that field. So this is a thumb rule and always remember that. So group by, so we'll use a group by. So we have to group it by pizza name, control C, control V. So let's see what will be the result of this. So when you run this query, you can see with respect to that pizza name, we are getting the revenue of that particular pizza. Okay, so you can see the name, column name is not added here. So we'll give an alias here that as total underscore revenue. Okay, now we'll run this. So you can see we are getting different pizza name. With respect to different pizza name, we are getting the total sales done in entire year, but we just want top 5. Okay, but before getting top 5, what we want, we will group or we will order it by in descending order. So we will get which is the maximum selling, second selling, third selling, the best pizzas. Okay, so we will first group it by, okay, not group by, we will order by. Okay, so we will order by as total revenue. Okay, so when I hit this query, okay, so you are getting by default it is at ascending order. So if you are not mentioning anything here, it is by default in ascending order. But if you want it in descending order, you have to mention here DESC, which is a descending order. Now when I run this, you can see you are getting this particular results in descending order, that this Thai pizza is the maximum selling, that is making $43,434 of revenue. Okay, and these are the 5. Okay, we want this top 5. So to get or to limit our data to top 5, what we have to do, in front of select query I will write a top function and I will write here top 5. Okay, so we want just top 5 pizza. Now I will execute this and you can see we are getting the top 5 pizza names. All right, so this will be by revenue. So these are the top 5 pizza names by revenue. And with respect to this, what you have to do is you have to save your query in the document in such a way that's right. So for top 5 pizza, this is the query which you are using and the result you have to copy it. So this you have to do each and every time. So I will not repeat it again and again. You know that how to do. All right, so you have to just take screenshot, you have to copy this and you have to create your own document. So these were top 5 pizzas. Now we want the bottom 5 pizzas. All right, so now to get bottom 5 pizzas, you don't have to do anything. Instead of descending, either you have to remove this or you can add ASC, because by default if you are removing it, it will be in ascending order, or if you are typing an ASC also, it will give us in ascending order only. And we want top 5 only. What we have to do, we have to reverse the order from descending order to ascending order. So what I will do, I will just run this and you can see these are the bottom 5. So, okay, so this is the fifth last pizza which is the best seller, and this is the last one. Okay, so we are getting an idea of which are the worst seller, bottom 5 pizzas. So don't type your bottom. Okay, it will not give you a result. You have to just change this particular thing over here. So this is what we are finding this with respect to the total price. Now we will be finding the same query again. We just have to find it for now by quantity. Okay, so instead of quantity, what you have to do, you have to just write here sum of quantity. Okay, so this will be by sum of quantity, and we will name it as total quantity. Okay, and we will copy this and you have to change this total revenue to total quantity. And now it is in ascending order. So whenever I'm running this query, it will give you bottom five pizzas. It will not give you top five. For getting top five, what you have to do, you have to type your DSC. And now I will run this. And you can see these are the best seller top five. Okay, these are the top five best sellers with respect to quantity. And if you want it the bottom five, you have to just mention here ASC. And now when I run this, you can see these are the bottom five. So it's very easy. So it is with respect to quantity. If you want it with respect to orders, so instead of sum, you have to, how we are taking the orders are count. Okay, we have to take count of distinct order ID. Okay, so this will be count of distinct order ID. And so it will be as total, not quantity, it will be as total orders. And I will copy this and we have to change it here in order by clause. All right. And now when I run this, it will give you the bottom five, but we want the top five. So I will mention here DSC. And when I run this, so you will get the top five pizzas or the best sellers with respect to total orders. And if you want bottom five that are the worst sellers, you just have to add here ascending order. Or if you remove the ascending order also, by default it will be ascending, and when you run this query, you will get automatically the bottom five best sellers. All right. So in this way, we have solved all our problem statements which are provided by the client for us, and we have solved it in MS SQL Server. Now we will be preparing our dashboard and we will be comparing our result. But before that, we will see which document we have prepared. Okay. So always remember to make sure you have prepared this document because it will be good for our reference to validate our result. Okay. So we have added all the queries, we have added our output over here. We have taken the snapshot of all the outputs. So this output or this query document can be used by your users, by your colleagues, by your clients to verify if we are getting the correct result or not. All right. So make sure you do that. So now I have taken a new Tableau desktop workbook file, and in this what we will do, first thing what we have to do is we have to connect to our data. And to connect our data, we are going to use the MS SQL Server database connection. And we will see how to connect to our database connection. So first what you have to do, you have to connect to our data. So here is the option. There are multiple options are there. So you can see here to a server, and in server there are more than 50 plus options are there where you can connect to our databases, or you can connect to your servers, or you can connect to your cloud databases. Okay. So in this case, we are going to connect to our MS SQL Server. So here you can find out the option called Microsoft SQL Server. Okay. So it is nothing but MS SQL Server, and in this server we are going to connect. So I will just click on it, and here you can see there are different options available. So here it is asking us the server name. So I've already added the server name. Okay. So always remember the server name. I will show you what should be the server name. So you can see this is my MS SQL Server database. So what I will do, I will do, close this and I will again open it, and I will open a MS SQL Server. So this is the server, MS SQL Server Management Studio. So when I open it, so it will take some time to open. So you can see it is giving me the server name over here. So this is the server name, that is Swapnajit slash SQL 2022. Now remember, this is server name for me, for my system. Okay. So whenever you are connecting to MS SQL Server by using Tableau, it will be different for you. It will be not same which I am using. Okay. So many students and many people are doing mistake. They are using my server name and then they are coming back to me and they are saying that it is not connecting. Remember guys, you have to use your system server name whichever you have given while installing the MS SQL Server in your system. Okay. So for me it is this, for you it will be something different. Okay. So here I will click connect, so it will open the MS SQL Server. But when I come to Tableau, so you can see in Tableau I have added my server name, that is this is the server name. Then when I come to the databases, here you can see the databases is nothing but PizzaDB. Okay, so this is the name of database which we have provided. The same name here you have to provide, and you have to use Windows authentication. Okay, don't use any specific user, use Windows authentication. This whenever you have to use a specific username. Okay, so whenever you are working on a real-time project in any of the IT industry, in that time you have to use this particular thing. Okay, that is username and password, where a particular username and password will be provided to you to connect to this particular database. But for now, as this server is installed on our local system only, so we'll be using Windows authentication and just click on sign in. Okay, so it will take some time, and you can see that particular database has been opened into our system. Here you can see the MS SQL Server. This is the database connection. At bottom you can see MS SQL Server, and the database or the server name is provided over here, and in that, which is the database. Okay, so you can change the database from here. Okay, so there are multiple databases available, but we have to choose the MS SQL, that is PizzaDB, and in that PizzaDB we just have one particular table. Okay, so if you come to our server, you can see, if you click here in this tables, we just have one table. Okay, so here you can see this is only one table which is available for us, and that is only shown, and that is only brought over here. You can see if it is not brought, you can drag it and bring it over here. Okay, so this is the table which we are going to use. The next what we have to do here is I will use a extract connection. So you can use any connection whenever you are using or you're working on live data, like let's say you're working on any stock markets. Okay, wherever you are working on live banking data, in that time you use the live connection. But when the data is large, okay, it is in millions or in billions, it is recommended to use a extract connection. Okay, and then later what we do, we refresh our extract connection on server or on database or on local. Daily or we can say nightly refresh is provided. So I will use extract connection. Pizza sales is already brought over here, and you can see here is the metadata available. Okay, so here you can see here, these are the different types of fields which are available into our file. Here you can see the pizza id, order id, then different which attributes which are there, which I already gave walkthrough on the data in the previous part. And what is the remote field? Okay, remote field name is nothing but this is the source field name. Okay, so source field name is nothing but which is present in the server. Okay, so these are the names which are present in server, and this will be visible for us in Tableau. All right, and in this here you can see the data types are provided. This is the what, this is a decimal or the number data type, then this is string, and this is date, this is the time. Okay, so these are the data types which are provided over here. And here you can see the sample data is provided. So when I click on update now, so here you can see the first 100 rows are provided to us. You can see the 100 number is present. So first 100 numbers are provided, but you can see there are 12 fields and total number of rows which are there are 48,620, but it is just providing us the sample data. If you want to see first 1000, you can just add one more zero here, and I will just click here, and you can see the first 1000 rows will be provided. Okay, and here you can check whether your data has been connected and populated correctly or not. Here you can see, right? So here you can see time is there, then order date is there. In this way you can see the data which has been populated over here, and which I told you, this is the pizza id and order id. The pizza id is the unique column which is a primary key. On each and every row there will be a unique number will be provided. But order id, what is order id? There can be multiple orders placed for that particular pizza. Okay, so let's say in one order two pizzas can be ordered. So that is why here you can see two is repeated here. Why? Because in that one particular order, five pizzas or six pizzas were ordered. Okay, you can see five pizzas were ordered, so we are getting five rows over here. All right, so order IDs are, you can say duplicate values are allowed onto this particular order ID. The pizza ID is what we can say is, it is a primary key, and that is a unique number available on each and every row. And all other fields you can see here which are correctly populated or not. The next thing what you have to do, you have to click on sheet. So as soon you click on sheet, it is asking us to save that particular hyper file which we have created and extract. So you can choose any location. I will just choose any location for me. I will just click on save, and when I click on save, the sheet will be opened for me. And now what we will do, we will start our designing. Okay, so let's see what is the first part which we have to design with respect to our problem statement is. So first it is asking us to design a KPIs requirement, and for that we have to find out first total revenue. Okay, so we are going to design first total revenue. So for that, what it is nothing but what total price of all pizza orders. So for that, what I will do, to determine the total revenue, I will create a calculation. Okay, so to create a calculation, here you can see a arrow is present over here. I will click here, and here is option called calculated field. Or what you can do, you can click on any dimension or any field available in this data pane. You just have to right click here, you have to click on create, and here there is an option called calculated field. Or one more option is there in analysis. You have to go in analysis, and there is option called calculated field. So these questions are asked in interview. What are different ways where you can open a calculated field dialog box, or how you can create a calculated field? Okay, so there are, I have shown you the three options which are available. So I will just create a calculated field and I will name it as total revenue. Okay, so this is the total revenue and it is nothing but sum of all the price. So you can see we have the total price over here. So we have to take sum. So I'll just increase the sign and I will be using the function as sum function. Okay, so this is the sum function. In open and close bracket, what you have to write? Total price. You can see the total price has been populated. I'll just click here and you can see the calculation is valid. So this message should be displayed whenever you are writing any calculation. If it is giving an error, then it means something is wrong in your calculation. So this message should be displayed whenever you are writing any calculation. So I will just click on OK, and here you can see the new calculation has been created. And how to identify if it is newly created? Here you can see there is an is equal to symbol added, and it means that it has been created or it has manually created or it has been created by using any calculated field. So here you can see in data pane all this particular, you can say it is divided into two parts. So all the below whatever you are seeing here, these are measures, and all above this line you can see all these are dimensions. Okay, and these are we can see these are continuous. You can see it is in green color, so it is called as continuous fields, and these are called discrete fields. Okay, which have categorical values, and these are what we called them as a facts. Okay, or they have a continuous value, continuous changing values there, right? They can take any value, but dimensions can have any categorical value which is, we can say, fixed value. Okay, we can say pizza id, it is either 1 2 3, it cannot change, or it cannot be different from that. All right, so I will not go in very much basics. So first we have calculated total revenue. Next what we have to find out the average order value. But what does the calculation says? Average order value is nothing but it is calculated by dividing total revenue by total number of orders, right? So we have calculated the total revenue, but we haven't calculated yet the total number of orders. So first what we will do to find out average order, first we will find the total orders. So I will write one more calculation and I will name it as total orders. Okay, and you can see the total orders is there, and total order is nothing but total number of order placed. So now right now I have already told you the order id have duplicate values, so we cannot take sum of those or we cannot take count of those particular orders. So we have to take distinct count of that particular orders. So we are going to use distinct function. So we have to write, because it is having duplicate function, so we have to use duplicate values, we have to use count distinct. Okay, so we are using count distinct of order id. Okay, so count distinct of order id is nothing but total number of orders. I will just hit OK, and now what we have to find out average order value. So I will take one more calculation and I will name it as average order value. Okay, and now it is nothing but what? Total, it is divided by total revenue divided by total number of orders. So it is nothing but total revenue. So this is the total revenue divided by what? Total orders. Okay, so this is what our average order value. I will just hit OK, it is valid, so just hit OK. So first we have calculated first, second and fourth. Now third one we have to calculate as total pizza sold, and it is nothing but sum of all the calculate or sum of all the quantities we can see. So I will just create one more calculation field and I will name it as total pizzas sold. Okay, and it is nothing but sum. Okay, so it is sum of all the quantities. So you have a quantity over here, so we just have to name it as quantity. So it is sum of all the quantities. I will just hit OK. So we have calculated the total pizza sold. And next is average pizzas per order. So this is the last KPI requirement. It is calculated by dividing total number of pizzas divided by total number of orders. So we'll take a new calculation field and I will name it as average pizzas per order. Okay, and it is nothing but total pizza sold divided by total orders. Okay, this is the calculation we are going to use and I will just hit OK. Now we have calculated all these particular KPIs which we have which are asked by our client. Now next thing what we have to do is we have to bring them into our visualization. So what I will do for that, I will just take the measure names. Okay, so you can see here measure names is available. I will take and put it into columns. Okay, so the measure names I have taken into columns, and I will take measure values into text. Okay, so you can see I have taken measure names into columns and measure values into our text, and you can see a vertical or horizontal KPI banner has been displayed. So here you can see it is a standard view right now. Okay, so it is appearing standard. So what I will do, I will click on entire view. So you have taken the entire view, so it is taking all the space available into this sheet, and it is equally distributing to this particular KPIs. So now what we want is, first is total revenue and average order value. So we just want five of the measures to be displayed. For that, what we will do, I will just double click here. Okay. So first we want average order value. We want average pizzas. We don't want count of pizzas. We don't want quantity. We want total orders, total pizzas sold. We don't want total price. We want total revenue, and we don't want unit price. And we'll just hit apply, and we'll just click on OK. Okay. Now we have to rearrange properly, so that first should be what, total revenue. So what I will take the total revenue, and I will drag it, and I will place it at top. So this is our total revenue. Then we want average order value. So the second one is average order value itself. Third one is total pizza sold. So I will just drag this, and I will place it in between these two. You can see the arrow is been displayed at the left. So I will just place it over here. All right. The next is what, total orders. So I will take this, and I will add in total orders. And in this way, you have just generated our KPIs. The next thing what we have to do is, you can see the total revenue is displayed. Total revenue, it is a sales. Okay, so we have to give the currency for it. Okay, it should be in dollar, and we have to show one decimal point after this particular value. So how to do that, guys? Okay, so for that, what we will do, for total revenue, what you can do, you can right click here, and I will click on format. Okay, so right click on format. You can see the numbers pane has been created, opened over here. Click over here. Okay, then go in currency custom. Okay, I will go in currency custom, and instead of rupees we have to type here dollar. Okay, shift and 4, you have to type shift 4, so dollar will be displayed. We want displays unit to be in thousands. Okay, we have to show it in thousand, and we just want one decimal place. So you can see the values has been changed over here. Similarly, for this also we want average order value should be what? It should be in dollars, and it should be 38 point something value. Okay. So for that, what I will do, I will just click here, and I will again right click and format on second value. Show here, come here, click on currency custom, place your dollar. Okay, and show one value. And this is what we don't want to show in thousands, because the value is already small. So it can be shown in what we can say as it is, or an automatic value. All right, similarly here also we have to show in thousands. Okay, so these are total pizzas sold. So we don't want to provide any currency over here, because it is a number, because total pizza sold are calculated in numbers, not in any currency or any rupees or in dollars. So I'll just click here. So once you click here, you can right click here, or if you just click here, it will open this dialog box only. Okay, means what, it was already open, but the numbers formatting will be shown for this particular value. Or you can just right click, and you can click on format. So this has been opened. I will just click on number custom for here. So okay, so number custom will just show for one custom. Okay, or one currency. Then I will show display units as K. Okay, so we want to show it in the form of thousands. All right, and for we don't want to give any suffix or prefix over here. All right, so similarly for total orders also, we will convert it into Ks. So I will just click here, go to number custom, one decimal, and in thousands. Okay, so you can see 21.4. Similarly for average pizzas, it is a number custom again, and we want to show it for uh, let's say for two decimal points. Okay, and in this way I calculated this. Okay, for average order values also I will show it in two decimal points, that is 38.31. Okay, so in this way we have formatted our numbers as per our requirement. Next thing what we will to do is, I will just click on text. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to um, make the alignment as center. Okay, so you can see in this box it has been aligned centrally, but it is at right side. So for that, what I will do, click on text, go in alignment, and click on center. Okay, so as soon as I click on center, you can see it has been centered at that particular box, or in that particular window. Again, click on text. I have to increase the size of this font. Okay, I have to change the font and increase its size. So for that, what I will do, I will just click on text, and you can see a three dots here. Click on these three dots, and the box will be opened. Select this measure values. Okay, select all of these, and then you have to click on 24. I will be using the font as 24, and I will be using as a font name. I will be using as let's use Lato Black. Okay, I will be using a Lato Black font. Okay, and this will be font, apply, and click OK. Okay, so this is the font which we have used. The next, I will just name the sheet as KPI banner. Okay, you have to double click here and you have to name the sheet as KPI banner. So first sheet we have created. Now next what we will do, simultaneously we will start creating our dashboard. So now to create a dashboard, what we have to do, so you can see the second option available over here. You can see my cursor over here. The second option, it is asking us new dashboard. The first one is new worksheet, second is new dashboard, third one is new story. So we have to click on dashboard. So as soon as I hit dashboard, you can see a new page has been opened, which is a dashboard size. All right, and you can see there are different sizes available for our dashboard, and we are going to use a different size. Okay, so I will just click here. You, whenever you click here, you have a different sizes available here. When I click on this particular drop down, that is desktop browser, here you can see there are different size available over here. And what I'm going to use is a PowerPoint size. You can see a PowerPoint is nothing but 1600 by 900 size I'm going to use. I will just click here and you can see the size of the white space which is available here has been increased, and in this we are going to design our dashboard. All right, so now next important thing, if you can see my already prepared dashboard here, you can see the background is a little gradient view with black and blue color. Okay, so now this gradient I have already designed, and it is been designed in PowerPoint. Okay, and I have already made a video on how to create a background for dashboards. You can go ahead in my to my channel, visit my channel and find out that video, or I will add the link in the description box from where you can go ahead and find and see how the background for the dashboards are designed. So here I've already designed. I will be using that particular background directly into our you can say in this particular Tableau dashboard. So for that, first what we have to do, we have to drop an image over here. So I will take an object from here, image. Okay, here you can see image object is there. I will take it and bring it over here and make sure it is selected as tiled over here. Okay, it should be selected as tiled. So this is floating and this is tiled. So make sure tiled is selected. Tiled means what? It will take a specific selected size into our dashboard. It will not take floating. Floating means what? You can move that object anywhere into our dashboard. Don't select floating, select tiled, then take image and place it over here. Okay, so as soon as you drag and place it into this white space, you can see a image or a dialog box has been opened, and it is asking us to choose the image. So I will just click on choose, and I will go and I will show you my image which I'm going to use. So this is the image which we are going to use. Okay, so this particular image which I'm going to use, I will add these images in the description box where you can go ahead and download this image and you can use same into your we can see into your system as well, or whenever you are designing this dashboard. So nothing to worry on that. I will add these images into description box and you can download it. So this is the image I'm going to use. Locate that image, click on open, and next is what you have to click on fit image and you have to click on center image. Okay, so means what, it will take the entire screen size of that particular whichever layout we have chosen. We have to just click on apply. You can see it has been applied and you have to just click on OK. So here you can see and complete image has been taken over here, and this image we are going to use to design our dashboard. So this is the most important thing, guys, how to insert an image and how to design the background. A separate video is available on my channel. All right, so now next what we have to do, we have to bring our KPI banner over here. Okay, so now to bring our KPI banner, here you can see in dashboards. Okay, in dashboard here you can see a KPI banner is available over here, but whenever I'm bringing it, you can see it is taking a tiled view. Okay, so whenever I place it, it is distorted everything. So I will undo now. So for that, now you have to change from tiled to floating. So important thing, change from tile and choose floating over here. Okay, so now you have to choose floating because we want to move our object into this dashboard so that it is been, taking a specific space into this particular whatever background we have designed. Okay, so choose floating and I will now drag it and you can see it can be placed anywhere. So I will bring it and place it over here. So here title is available over here. I will just right click and I will click on hide title. Okay, so I've hidden the title, and now we will add it in perfect, or we will make space perfect for here so that it has been seen properly over here. Okay, so you can see we have taken the perfect space, and I will just decrease the space somewhat here. Okay, so we'll be using this much space. Okay, so we are using this much space only because why? Because if you can see in already prepared dashboard, we are going to use some images icons to be placed over here, which will be taking that particular space at the top area. so that it will give us like what is the total revenue image, or it will or what we can say, it will increase what we can say the design of this particular dashboard. All right, so we have kept some space at the top. Now what we have to do, I will just right click here, okay, and click on format. Okay, click on this sheet, right click on this sheet, click on format. You can see a new dialog box has been opened over here. Then go to shading. Okay, so once you go on shading over here, click on shading, go to sheet. Okay, the sheet should be selected, go to worksheet and select none. So right now white color is provided here. I will just click on none. You can see here the value, or we can see that particular color to this particular sheet has been vanished over here. Right now here you can see the values are having none any colors. Okay, so but you can see there are two lines appearing over here. So we have to remove these two lines. I will select this sheet again. Okay, and we have to remove these two lines. So go into our borders. Okay, here you can see the borders is available. Click on borders and you can see the row divider. Click on row divider and select none over here. So as soon as you select none, you can see the borders or the two horizontal lines has been disappeared from here. Okay, now we'll close this. Now what I will do, I will select this sheet. Okay, select this sheet and here you can see a rectangular option is available, which will take us to the sheet from where we have designed it. Just click on this, or here also you can click on this, that is go to sheet. So I will just click on this, it will take me to the sheet. And now what the black color what we are using here, we will change this color to white. Okay, so just click on text, click on these three dots, select this entire measure value, and from here colors are available, select white color, click on apply. Okay, so here it is not visible. When you select, it is visible, it will be visible in dashboard. So as soon as I click here, you can see in dashboard these colors are visible. All right, so now what you have to do, we have to change the color of this also, that is the what we can say the titles of this measure. So for that what we will do, I will just right click here, click on format. Okay, and instead of fields here you can see a click on measure name, so it is already selected. Then go to font. Okay, go to font and from here select this particular font, that is yellow. Okay, okay, you can see the yellow has been selected, and I will change it to Tableau semi bold. Okay, I will be using a Tableau semi bold, or let's use sorry, let's use CGO's UI semi bold. So you will be using this font very much, so you select this font, so CGO UI semi bold, and I will change its size to 10. Okay, so you can see we have changed it to 10. And now when I click over here, you can see we have properly placed our KPI banner, and this is the first requirement which was for, or which was asked by our customer. Now once we have designed our KPIs, you can see there are different values which have taken from the data source, and Tableau is showing these values. So next thing what we have to do is we have to compare our result, which we have already told you. Whatever we are bringing or showing into our dashboard, whether it is in Tableau or in Power BI, it is always validated by firing some SQL queries. As we have already fired the SQL queries, so we have the document with us. You can see the total revenue which we fired and which we have stored our result. And with respect to this result, if you compare the values, you can see the total revenue is 817.9 and we are getting the same value over here. That is 817860. It's just that we have converted to the 1000. Similarly, the average order value was 38.30 and we are getting the same, that is 38.31, which is taking that up to 2 decimal point. We are also will get the same values. The total pizza sold were 49,574 at the same values we are getting here. The total orders are 21.4, that is nothing but 21.35. Okay, which if we take it 1 decimal, it is 21.4, and the average pizzas per order, same with SQL queries, we found it as 2.32. Okay, so in this way we have to always compare. If it is correct, we can go ahead. If it is not, we have to recheck whether we are missing any data, if the data brought in Tableau is, has been reduced, or whether our data model is incorrect, or whether we are using some incorrect formulas over here. All right, so now next what we will do here, I will also add the title of our dashboard over here. So now here you can see in title a text is available, a text object. I will just bring it and drag it over here, and I will name the title as pizza sales report. So this will be our title name, pizza sales report. I will select the entire title, and next what I will do here is I will select the font as, the name of this font I will select as Sergio UI Black. Okay, so this is the black font which I am going to use. And next, the size of the dashboard I will be using, or the font will be 19. Okay, the 19 will be my font size. I will just drag it and I will try to place it at the center. Okay, I will try to place it over here. I will select it and I will give the color as this particular yellow color. Okay, so this is the color which I'm going to use. Click OK. So you can see this is the name of our dashboard. Next, what I will do, I will add the icons over here. So I will show you how to add the first icon, and the later icon I will add it myself, and I will skip the video. Okay, so the video will be not much long. So now to add the icon over here, again we have to take the image and I will bring it over here, and I will just choose the image from here. So you can see the pizza sales images are available over here. So all these images, what I will do, I will add in the description box from where you can download and you can use into your dashboards. Okay, so I'll use this particular field. Then I will click on center and fit image and I will just click on OK. So now here you can use or reduce this by using the arrow buttons over here. So you can reduce the size of this and you can place it over here. Okay. So in this way, what we will do, we will place each and every what we can see image of each and every particular thing. Once I have placed it, you can I will skip the video and you can do it in your system. Also, I will add the pizza image. Okay, I will show you one more image how to add, that is pizza image. Choose. This is the pizza image which are going to click OK. OK. This is the image. I will just reduce this and I will bring it over here. Okay. Perfect. So in this way, what we have done, we will add the images over here. So I have added all the shapes over here or the images over here. You can do it in your system by pausing this video. And now next thing before moving ahead, so whatever values we have designed over here, whatever values we are getting in Tableau, as I told you earlier in the video, we have to validate all this result with our SQL queries, because if the values are differing from whatever we have fired in our SQL queries, then we are doing something wrong. Either our data which is coming into our Tableau from our data sources, it is not coming out completely. Our data source has been not refreshed, or the data model which we are using is incorrect. Okay. So for that, always remember you should validate the result by firing the SQL queries before putting it in front of your client or before pushing this everything into your production servers. Okay. So now I will show you, this is the query document which we have created and these are the results which we have already noted down here. So you can see for total revenue it is 817.9k and we are getting the same result, right? So 817.860, that is 817.9k if we move to the three decimal places over here. All right. Similarly, the order average value or the average order value we are getting as 38.31, the same we are getting here as well. The total pizzas sold are 49.6k, and here again if we do it or convert it into two decimal points, we will be getting the same value. Similarly, the total orders are 21,350. Similarly, here we are getting it as 21.4k because the decimal points we are using, so it is 21.4. And the average pizza as per order are 2.32, same values we are getting here. So we are getting the same values, and so we are on correct path, we are getting the correct values, so we can go ahead and design our next chart. Okay, so now we will move ahead with our next requirement which is there with our customer. So next is we have to find out the hourly trend for total pizzas sold. Okay, so it was first for total orders, but I have missed this. There was an incorrect requirement, first requirement, so I've changed it. So it is what hourly trend for total pizzas sold. So what our customer want to view is with respect to the total or with respect to that particular hour in a day, how many total number of pizzas are sold. Okay, so he want to find out what the quantities of pizzas are to be sold in the respective hours or with respect to that. Okay, so he want to find out the best time which is there in a particular day where the maximum number of orders or maximum number of pizzas are sold. So with respect to that, we have to find out this. So I will just copy this, that is average or hourly trend for total pizzas sold. And what I will do, we have to take a new sheet. So here is a new worksheet. I will click and you can see an entire new worksheet has been there. I will double click here and I will paste it. That is nothing but the name of our sheet. Okay. So now to determine our this particular thing, that is hourly trend for total pizzas, we will be using some fields from our data pane. So first is what we need, order time, and total pizza sold we have already calculated. So first I will take order time and put it into columns. Okay, so this is the order times and by default it is giving us hour. Okay, so if I right click here, it is by default an hours which we are using. if it is converted by default or by mistakenly you have converted into minutes or seconds, so right click here and click on hours, so it will give you in hours. Okay, and next what I will do, I will take the total pizza sold and I will put it into rows. Okay, so as soon as I put it into rows, by default Tableau is what it is giving us a line chart. Okay, so preferably and most time whenever we are working it times or whenever we are working with date function, it is recommended to show it in the form of line chart. Okay, but in our case there is an out of the box requirement where customer is asking us to show it in the form of column chart. So for that what I will do, I will just change from your marks, instead of automatic I will change it to bar chart. Okay, so you can see it is converted to bar chart, and instead of standard here we will use entire view, so it will take the entire view of this particular chart. And now you can see the bars are very much large in width, so I will just reduce the width here somewhat. Okay, so this is the width which we are going to use over here. And next what we have to do, we have to break this with respect to the pizza category. That is nothing but with respect to which pizza category the most number of orders are placed, okay, or most number of pizzas are sold. So I will take a pizza category and I will put it into colors. Okay, so you can see as soon as I put into colors, it is taking the colors. So now by default it is taking me this brown color, but for you it might be taking some different color. So if you want to change, how you can change it, you have to click on colors and I will click on edit colors. Okay, and in edit colors what you have to do, you have to choose brown over here. Okay, so it will be something different for you. So I will choose a brown from here and I will click on assign palette. You have to click on assign palette and I will just click on OK. So the color combination or the color codes which I am using, you can use any color codes whichever you want. So this is suitable for me, so I have used this. It is not necessary that you should use the same colors. Now next thing what we have to do, we have to give labels. Okay, that is the data labels. So now to give data labels, what I will do, I will drag this and put it into labels. But you have to create one more peel off here, that is you have to create a copy of this. So for that what you have to do, you have to press Control on your keyboard and then drag this. Okay, so as soon as you drag this, you can see whenever I am dragging it onto this particular label, here you can see at below my cursor there is one plus symbol there, means what, it is created one more instance. So as soon as I release it, you can see it is present over here as well and it is present here as well. Okay, that is in labels. But here you can see in labels, it is taking the labels of this entire categories. Okay, so in each of every stack bar, it is there is one label or what we can say, the data labels are been attached or it is been displayed. We don't want that, guys. What we have to do is we want a label at the top, means what, the total of all this, or we can see the total of this entire bar, which is you can see 6.7k, it should be displayed at the top of this particular bar. So now we cannot do that because we have to, or we can do that, but we have to do some custom charts over here. Okay, so now to do that custom chart, what we will do, we can see that here is the total pizza sold. I will take this entire total pizza sold and I will place it into rows. So as soon as I release here, you can see two charts are being created, and with respect to these two charts, two marks card are created over here, right? So this first will be for this first chart and the second will be for this second chart. Okay, so now I will click on second marks card. Okay, that is nothing but for second chart, I will remove the color from here. Okay, so I will remove this pizza category. What will happen, you can see only bars are shown over here. Okay, but we don't want bars over here. I will change the chart type over here. So just drop down here and I will select the Gantt. Okay, Gantt means what, it is just giving us a single line over here. All right, and from here what we will do, on this particular Gantt we will change the color of this Gantt. That is this black color, that is some lighter color I will be using. I will just click here. You can see it has been converted to black color. Now what I want to do, I want to create a dual axis chart of this, means what, you have to merge these two charts and you have to show it as a single chart. So for that what I will do, I will right click over here. Okay, on second field I will right click and I will click here on dual axis. So you can see as soon as I click on dual axis, the chart has been merged. You can see the Gantt is at the top of this particular chart, all right, or the bars. And now next and very important thing, guys, you have to synchronize the axes. You can see there are two axes. One is for bar chart and second axis is for this particular Gantt chart which we have created. So how to synchronize the axis? So you have to right click over here and you have to click on synchronize axis. Synchronize means nothing but the axis sharing, means it is starting from 0 and ending as 7000. It should be same for both the axes. If it is different, you will get some different visualization in front of your client, and that is not recommended. All right, and now what we will do, we have to label now. So I will again open the second card. Okay, so open this second card, which is the last card for Gantt, and take this particular pill. Okay, so how to take it? Press Control again, take this pill. You can see a plus mark has been created, and put it on labels. So as soon as you put it on labels, you can see the Gantt is showing only one single label over here, which is for Gantt, which is not for bars, it is for Gantt chart. Okay, and if you are getting a label inside the Gantt chart or outside the Gantt chart or inside this particular label, what you have to do, you have to go in label, and here there is an option called automatic, and you have to just click on this particular, that is top. So as soon as you hit on top, it is showing, it will show every label on the top of this particular Gantt chart. So in this way you have to work, guys. Okay, so we have designed our hourly trend for total pizzas sold. Now we have to bring this into our dashboard. So click on dashboard, and next thing what we will do, I will just make sure it is a floating. I will just bring this and I will place it over here. All right, and make it adjust, make the adjustment so that it will be looking good over here. So this particular labels I will take for a while over here, and now I will change the title. So sheet name I will change it to 10, and I will name it as font. I will using as semi bold, that is Sejo UI semi bold. The color I will be using as this yellow. I will just hit apply. Okay. Next, I will right click on this chart, click on format, go in this particular shading options. In sheet, in worksheet, go here and select none. Okay. So as soon as you say, select none, the color to this worksheet will be valid, or it will go and it will show a transparent color over here, which will take a background. Now next, what you can see, there are axis lines are there over here, right? So we have to remove those also. So for that you have to go in grid lines. Okay, so here you can see lines are there. So for in sheet, okay, click on sheet, and in zero lines you have to say none. Okay, so for axis ticks you have to say none. Go to rows, for grid lines you have to say none. Okay, similarly in columns nothing is there. Okay, then you have to go in borders. Okay, click on borders, go in sheet, and row dividers you have to say none, and in column dividers also you have to say none. So you can see our class chart is now clean, very much clean, right? So here you can see order time is there, which is the axis name. You just right click and click on hide. Similarly, we don't want any axes over here because we are showing the labels, and the title is self-explanatory, so we don't want to give the axis over here. So right click here, click on show header, uncheck this show header. Okay, so you can see it will be gone from here. Similarly, you have to do what, some changes you have to do. So you can see the labels, the data labels which are shown over here, we have to format those. So just click on this, go to sheet, then go to labels, that is on the second marks card. Okay, on the second marks card we have added the labels. Click on label, click on three dots, select this and change here. So I will choose it as UI semi bold. Okay, and I will choose 8 as font and color as white. Apply. Okay, so here it is not showing, but in dashboard it will show us. Okay, similarly we have to convert it into thousands. So right click here. Okay, then click on format. Okay, right click on this pill, click on format. Okay, a format box will be opened here. Click on numbers, click on number custom, two decimal points, but we want it in thousands. Okay, just close this and come to our dashboard. So here you can see the values are now shown in thousands. Okay, so what one more thing you can do, you can just show for one decimal point. You will go again in sheet, click on second card, format, and instead of 2 we will just select 1. And now when you come to dashboard, now you can see it is showing correct. Similarly, we'll close this. You here you can see we have to change the color of this as well. So just click on this, right click, format. Okay, so as soon as I click on this, here you can see I will convert it to white, and instead of book I will use a Sage UI semi bold. Okay, so you can see the values are changed, and now it is shown in white color. Similarly, here you can see the legends are there. I will place it over here. Right click here and uncheck the title. We don't want to show the title because it is self-explanatory. Similarly, click on this drop box, arrange items. Here you can see in multiple columns. Select multiple columns and then we will arrange it like this. Okay. And now right click here, click on format legends, and on here select white. Okay. On font select here as white, and from here you will choose it as Sage UI semi bold. and we will check is as 8. Okay, and we will choose the color as a little bit off white. Okay, so this color will choose, and I will try to place it here nice and proper at one end. Okay, so in this way, what we have done, guys, we have designed our hourly trend for total pieces sold. And from this particular chart, what insight you can take from here is, you can see at the noon, okay, at afternoon 12 to 1, okay, 13 means it is a 24-hour what we can say time zone. So we can say not time zone, 24-hour clock. So you can see 12 to 1, okay, so in afternoon the maximum number of orders are there. Then the orders are reducing in mid afternoon or after 2 or up to 2 to 4, and again after 5, you can say after 5 6 7, the again orders peaks are there, okay, and then again it is decreasing. All right, so in this way, you can analyze the, like, on at which time the maximum number of orders are there. Okay, so at noon, or we can say at mid afternoon, and at early evening, you can say the maximum number of orders are there. All right, and in this way, you can manage your inventory. Okay, you can manage your workforce, your resources, such that in this particular peak hours, you can hire more number of employees, or you can change the shifts in such a way that there are more employees are there, and you can increase your inventory as well. All right, and in this way you have analyzed hourly trend for total pizzas sold. So let's move ahead to our second requirement, and as per our second chart requirement, you can see we have to find out weekly trend for total orders. Okay, so for weekly we have to find, and this time we have to find it for total orders, and in this case we have to create a line chart. All right, so again what we will do, we will take a new sheet. So I will just click on here for new sheet, and I will name the sheet as weekly trend for total orders. All right, and for here what we have to do, weekly trend we have to take, means what we have to deal with some order date field. Okay, so first what I will take, I will take order date into columns. Okay, so we have order date. Now we have to convert this into weeks. So how to convert this? So right click over here, and to convert this into week, we have to go into more. Okay, so we have to convert here from more, you have to go in options. Okay, so we have to go in customs, and in customs you can see we have a ISO week number. So use ISO week numbers only. Okay, so it depends upon ISO week numbers. I guess it starts from Sunday to Saturday. So and with respect to that, you can go ahead and design these charts. I will just click on OK. So you can see weekly number of weeks are taken over here, like 53 weeks are there. And instead of standard view, what I will do, I will take here entire view. Okay. And now what we have to take here is, we have to take here total orders. I will take total orders and I will put it into rows. And you can see a line chart has been created. But with respect to that, what we want a area chart. So for that, what I will do, I will just go ahead here and convert this into area chart. So you can see this is an area chart right now in front of us. Now what we have to convert, we have to give the color to this area chart. So I will just take color and I will choose this color for area chart, and I will choose the color opacity as 50%. Let's take this as 50%. We'll use an color opacity. And now if you can see, I have to give line chart over here. Okay, above this area chart, I will create a line which will be visible for us, and below that we have to show us our area chart. So for that, what we have to do, I will just press Control on my keyboard, and I will take this and I will place it over here. Means what, it will create one more instance. You can see two area chart are there, and two marks card have been created. I will click on last marks card, and instead of area, I will choose here line chart. Okay, so now we have chosen line chart, and I will use a color as this color. Okay, so we are using this color over here, and what I will do, I will increase the size of this as, I will increase the light size of this a bit, and next I will just right click over here, and I will create it as a dual axis chart. You can see it has been placed over here. And next, always remember, whenever you are creating a dual axis chart, remember to synchronize the axis. So I will just click on and synchronize the axis over here. And now we don't want this axis, so I will just click on show header. We don't want this as well. I will just click on hide this. Okay, and now what I have to do is, I will take this into our uh, dashboard. So before that, what I have to do, I have to add a average line over here. Means what, we will be showing average lines, so that customer will come to know that what are the average order which are placed weekly. So it will be an average for weekly order. So for that, what I have to do, I have to go in analytics pane over here. So go in analytics and you can see there is an average line over here. So just drag it over here. Okay, and it is asking us whether you want an average table wise, pane wise, or cell wise. But we want table wise, so just click on table and you can see an average line has been created. And I will just format this, go to format. Okay, instead of format, just right click and click on edit. Okay, and here instead of label, you want here value. Okay, and your value should be let's give the value custom. Okay, I will give a custom value. I will name it as average. Okay, I want to name it as a text average, and it should be what value, then value. So this is our average. I will just click on. All right, and now I will just right click and format over here, and in number custom I will just click on numbers and I will show it at one decimal point only. Okay, similarly right click and format, and instead of this line we will show it as this particular dotted line, and we'll check a color as blue, or we'll just go with this particular yellow color. All right, so now what we will do, I will go into dashboard. Okay, and now we will bring this particular visual to our dashboard. Just bring it over here. Okay, make sure it floating is selected. Okay, if floating is there, then and then you can make the changes over here. Right, I will adjust it over here. Next, what we will do, I will just right click over on the chart, click on format, go to shading and say none over here. Okay, so you can see none is there. And now what I have to do, I have to remove all these lines over here. So just select this chart again, then go to grid lines, say zero lines as none, axis sticks as none, then go to rows, say grid lines as none. Similarly, go to sheets, go in sheet, and for row divided say none, and for column divided say none. Okay, so in this way we have created this, and we will change the title, double click 10, and we will name it as Sagio UI semi bold. Oops, semi bold color will be this, apply. Okay, all right, and now we will just format this, format, format, and on left side we want it, and I will change this to 8 and to Sagio semi bold. Okay, and we want it into black color. Okay, so in this way we are going to show this particular things. All right, and now next thing what we have to do here, guys. Okay, so here you can see whenever I'm selecting this, you can see the average line is been again redirecting, meaning it is recalculating the average line. So to do that, what we have to do here is I will go into this particular sheet, right click over here, or right click on this, and you can say show recalculated line is there. It is checked. You have to just right click, you have to just click it. So you have unchecked this. Means what? Whenever I am selecting any point, this average line will be not recalculated again. Means it will be not shifting with respect to any of the selection of our cursor, or by using manual selection on this particular chart. So I will again go into dashboard, and here what I can do, I will just change the color of this particular line to this. Okay, and I will come to dashboard. So you can see we have made it a little bit bold. You can give a white color also over here, so it will be visually appealing, and the line will be clearly seen. Now next also we have to show minimum and maximum labels over here. So I will just go to our chart, and to show the labels I will select any of this, right click, not right click, press the control button. Okay, press your control button, select this and place it on labels. Okay, so as soon as you do, all the labels are shown here, but we don't want all the, we just have to show the maximum and the minimum points. So for that I will go in labels, and here you can see instead of mark label to all, we will choose minimum and maximum. Okay, as soon as I choose this, you can see a minimum and a maximum point is shown over here. That is, the maximum weekly orders were 491 and the lowest were 171. Then go to labels, select this, and we will format our labels, choose 8 or we will choose 9 only, white color, and we will choose it as semi bold. Okay, and when I go to dashboard, you can see it has been changed. Now I will change this as well, the axis. Okay, right click, format, and instead of this particular we can see on this particular pane, or let's convert this to white first. Okay, and we'll choose it as semi bold, and we'll choose it as 8. Okay, Or I will just reduce this somewhat. Okay. So this look nice. All right. So if you don't want this in the numbering in this way also, if you can go here, you can just go ahead on this area chart. You can right click here, and instead of this you can click on more. So instead of using continuous, you can click here and you can click your ISO numbers and you can just click on OK. So instead of this, you can just use this week number. Okay. And choose custom and ISO week number. Okay. And when you go in dashboard, you can see it is showing in this way. Okay. So means what we are showing now, continuous one. And we will just right click here, click on format. Okay. Then in axis, okay, choose your axis, and instead of dates, okay, you can choose how you want to show. Go in dates and click on your custom and press two times W. Means one, when you press two times W, it will show in the form of numbers over here. Okay, as we want. We don't want the weeks to be shown. And you can reduce this somewhat. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Okay, so in this way we have shown here, and if you want, you can create or increase the font size also to 9. Now it looks nice. All right. So now in this way, we have found out the weekly trend for total orders as well. So one more thing again, you have to validate this result with what we have done into our pizza sales document, that is in this particular document. Okay. So when you see hourly trend for orders, you can see hourly trend, let's say for 11th hour, it was 2.7. You can see for 11 o'clock, it is 2728, which is correct. For 12 o'clock in afternoon, it is 6.8, which is again correct because it is a decimal format. Similarly, let's check it for 18. 18 means at 6 o'clock. So for 18, it will be, let's check it for 6 o'clock. It is, one second, 4.2. So it is here. 16, it is what? 4.2. Again, for let's say for 21, it is 2.5. So again, you can see 2.5. So all the values are correct over here. Similarly, let's check for a weekly trend for total orders. So if you see for weekly trends, we have found out the result over here. So for weekly, you can see, let's check it for first week. So for first week, it is 254. You can see it is for 254. Similarly, let's check it for 27th week. You can see in tooltip it is 474. So you can see for 27th week it is 474 here. Okay, and it is with respect to ISO weeks. Here also we have fired the query for ISO week because we want it to be written or to be verified or to be shown the insights with respect to ISO week. It was the customer requirement. All right. So in this way, we have found out the weekly trend for total orders. All right. And now we will move ahead to our next requirement, which is to find out the percentage of sales by pizza category. So I will just copy this. And for that, what we have to do, we have to take again one more new sheet, double click here, I will paste it over here, and this is what percentage of sales by pizza category. And what we want here, it is a donut chart. Okay, so now to create a donut chart, what we will do, first I will select a pie chart here. Okay, so in this particular marks card, select a pie chart, and we want it with respect to pizza category. So I will take the pizza category and put it into colors. So you can see when I put it into colors, it have taken the colors over here. I will take entire view over here. Okay, instead of showing a standard, I will take entire view, and now it is showing in the form of the colors. Now what we have to do here, guys, we have to show a donut chart, and we don't have any option to directly go ahead and choose a donut chart in Tableau. So we have to make a custom chart for this. Okay, so now to convert the pie chart into donut chart, what I have to do, I will just double click into rows column, and you can see one calculation window will be opened or fill will be opened. Over here I will write average of 0. Okay, I have written average of 0. I will put enter. You can see one axis has been created. One more axis I will create, double click over here. I will create average of 0. Okay, so you can see two axes are been created over here. So one is this pie chart and one is this pie chart. And you can see two marks card have been created over here. So I will go in second marks card and I will remove this. So you can see this color has been blank. Now what I will do, I will right click over here and I will select as dual axis. Okay, you can see a dual axis chart has been created. And now what I will do, I will go in first marks card and I will increase the size of this pie. Okay, so just reduce or increase in this way. Second, go to this pie and select this a bit. Okay, okay, Perfect. So you can see the pie has been created, and for this we have to give the color as I will give this color. Okay. So that is black color. Why we are giving black color? Because it will match with our background which is there, and it will look like it is a pie chart. So the color difference would not be there. All right. Now go to our second marks card, and with respect to this, we have to find out what with respect to revenue, we have to find out this particular pie chart. So what we will do, I will take a total revenue from here. Okay, so percentage of sales, that is nothing but revenue. So I will take the revenue over here and I will put it into angle. Okay, so as soon as I put in angle, you can see the angles have been changed over here. And next, what I will do again, I will take a pizza category and I will put it into labels because we want labels to be shown over here. Similarly, what I will take again, I will take this total what we can say revenue and I will put it into labels. Okay, we want total revenue also to be shown, but we want percentage. Okay, so to show the percentage, what we can do, I will just right click over here. So right click on this pill and go to quick table calculation and click here percentage of total. So we this is what table calculation. So as soon as I hit percentage of total, you can see it has been converted into percentage. Okay, and again we want again total also to be shown. So again I will take total revenue and again I will put it into labels. Okay, so you can see we have added the labels over here, but we will format them correctly. So go in labels, three dots. Okay, I will just control X and I will add it over here, paste it over here, and I will add a comma over here, and from here I will just click one backspace. Okay, select this entire thing, and this should be white actually. Okay, and it should be 9, and we will choose it as semi Sejo CY semicolon. Apply. Okay. So now it is not seen, but it is present. Okay, because white color we have given to it. Okay, because in dashboard we need it as a white color over there. All right. Next thing what I will do, I will just right click and I will just unshow this. Okay, because we don't want header to be shown over here. And at center, what we have to add here is a total sales. Okay, so for center, it is nothing but it is a whole over here, and it is nothing but the second marks card. So just click on second marks card, take total revenue and put it into label. So you can see at center the label is there. Just see, open the label, press enter, and at the top what I will write here, total sales. Okay, this is total sales. Select this entire thing and I will choose this as a white color, a bit white color, not a complete white color, and I will choose it as Tableau semi bold 10. Okay, and I will select this and I will select this as for 15 and take it as Lato. Okay, and I will just hit apply, and for this we will choose it as yellow color, and for here instead of we will take 9 and hit OK. Okay, so in this way we have created this. Now we will go to our dashboard and we will bring this pie chart over here. Okay, I will just reduce this. I will reduce this. Now next what we will change the title over here. Open the title, select 10 font and Sejo UI semi bold. Semi bold color will be this. Hit apply. Okay. Okay. And now next what we will do, I will right click over here, go to format, go to worksheet and select none over here. So we will take a none colors. Okay. And next what again we have to do is we have to remove all this, we can say the border lines over here. So for that what I will do, I will go in this particular borders and click on row divider as none, as well as column divider as none. Go to lines and say zero lines as nuns. So we can see it has been created. What I will do, I will just reduce somewhat the size of this donut chart. So I will go here. I will go here first. Okay, in the second, the internal donut, and I will change this color to this black. Okay, let's see. It looks, yeah, it matches with our background. And we will go to the size of this donut. Okay, we will just reduce the size of this donut a bit. Okay, and we'll reduce this as well. Okay, this looks good. And we will go in first donut, choose labels, and we will choose this as 8. Apply. Okay, come to our dashboard. Okay, perfect. So now here you can see we have created our percentage of total sales. Okay, I will just increase this, and in this way we have created our percentage of sales by pizza category. And again what you have to do, you have to match with our SQL results. Okay, so you can see percentage of sales by pizza category. For a classic it is what, for you can see for classic it is 220053, which is exactly matching, and the percentage of total is 26.91. Okay, so if we convert to single decimal, it will show us. So let's convert this. I will go here and we have to change it. Right click on this and format, go to numbers, go in percentage, and we have to show it up to 2 decimal points. Similarly, right click here as well, go to format, go to numbers, select the currency custom, select here dollar. Okay, we want to show in thousands and at 2 decimal points. Okay, go to dashboard and here you can see it has been converted to 2 decimal points and this is converted to, okay, so it is in rupees, it we have to convert it into decimal, so into, sorry, into dollars. So change this to dollar. Okay, so you can see it has been converted, and if you match for chicken pizza it is 195.91k or 92k. So you can see it is 195.92k and it is 23.96%. Okay, you can see here. So it is giving us an exact match. So in this way we have to validate our results each and every time. So let's move ahead to our next requirement, and with as per our next requirement we have to find out the percentage of sales by pizza size. Okay, I will just copy this and I will paste it over here, the new sheet. Okay, I've taken a new sheet and here we are going to design our the percentage of sales by pizza size. And here you can see if I show you the already designed dashboard, we are going to design here a custom chart, and this custom chart you can see it is a slider chart. Okay, you can see a slider chart and in that one slider is there which shows us the percentage of sales. Okay, and how to create this is a completely dynamic, or we can say it is a completely dynamic slider with respect to values it is changed, and it is what we can say custom chart in Tableau. It is not available directly for us, and to build this custom chart we have to do some calculations first, and these are very much basic calculation, nothing we are going to do which is very much complex. So first I will create first calculation field which I will name it as max. Okay, and in max I will take it as average of 0. Okay, not average of 0, average of 1. So I will take a max value as average of 1, click OK. I will create one more calculation which I will name it as min, and I will name it as average of 0. Okay, so one is average of 1 and everyone is average of 0. Okay, now next what we have to do, we have to find it with respect to size. Now when I take pizza size into our rows, you can see it is named as L, M, S, XL and double XL. So what we have to do is we have to rename this. Okay, so L should be given as large, M should be given as medium, and this is a part of data cleaning. So for that what I will do, I will just remove this and right click on this particular pizza size dimension, then create, go on aliases. Aliases is nothing but we are temporarily changing this name into our workbook or into our sheet. We are not changing anything at data source. Okay, in data source we are not allowed to change anything, we can do it in front end. Okay, and in front end we are changing, L should be named it as what, we are giving a temporary name. Alias is nothing but we are giving a temporary name for this, and L should be, it should be named as large. So L is large, M is what, medium. Okay, S is what, S is nothing but regular size. Okay, I will name it as regular. Double XL is nothing, XL is nothing but X large, so I will name it as X dash large, and double X is nothing but X double X dash large. Okay, so these are the values and I will just click on OK, and now I will take pizza size and put it into rows. You can see the names of these pizzas are changed. All right, next what we have to do is I will take the minimum and maximum. So instead of taking the minimum and maximum, what I will do, I will take a measure values and I will put it into columns. Okay, so once I put measure values into columns, you can see all the measure values which are there, which are shown over here. But we don't want all of these values, we just want minimum and maximum to be shown. So I will just double click on this. Okay, so I will just double click on this, I will select none, but I want only max and minimum to be selected. So I will just select this two, I will click on apply and I will hit OK, and you can see the values are there, which is minimum is what we have taken as 0 value and maximum was taken as 1 value. So it is ranging from 0 to 1, and what I will do, I will take it as entire view. So you can see we have converted this to entire view. Now what we have to do is we have to convert this chart in such a way that we are getting a slider, or we can see a rounded bar chart. So it is a rectangular chart right now, but we have to convert this into a rounded bar chart. So for that what I will do, in this marks card, instead of automatic I will choose this as line chart. So here you can see it is very much funky of line chart we are getting over here. So what we will do, I will take measure names, but press Control, select the measure names, and I will put it into path. So you can see plus sign is there, means one more instance is created and I will put it into path. Once I put it into path, you can see we are getting a one single line over here. And now what I will do, I will just increase the size. So I will go ahead and increase the size of this line. Okay, so you can see we have increased the size, and you can see we are getting a perfect rounded bar chart over here. All right, so now we have got this bar chart, but what we have to do is we have to show percentage of sales. So how to show the percentage of sales over here? What I will do, I will take a total revenue. I will take total revenue and I will put it into columns chart next to measure values. You can see one more chart has been created which is taking as a default value as circle over here. And one more marks card is created. You can see the aggregated of total revenue. But instead of line, what you can do here, we can give different shapes to here. Okay. So now in this case, it is very much important. What you have to do here is those who are using Tableau public. Okay, we are going to add a custom shape, but those who are using Tableau public, they are not allowed to add a custom shape into their repository. So if you are using Tableau desktop, you can add this. Those who are not using, what you can do here is instead of line, what you can go ahead and here you can select a shape. You can see it has taken a shape over here. And next, once the shape is chosen, what I will do, I will just right click over here and I will create it as a dual axis chart. So you can see we have created a dual axis chart. But before that, what we have to do, we don't want values to be shown here. We don't want revenue. Okay, we want a percentage of total. So I will just right click here, go to quick table calculation, and we will take percentage of total. Okay, so we have converted this to percentage of total because requirement is percentage of souls, right? So that is percentage of revenue. Sales and revenue is one and the same. Then what I will do, I will just, we have to synchronize the axis. So just select any of the axis and click on synchronize. So once you do it, you can see the axis is been synchronized. Now I will right click and I will just unhide the axes. We don't want this axis. I will just uncheck these headers. Now what I will do, I will go into size and I will reduce the size. Okay, not this, Control Z. I will reduce the size of this shape. So select the second marks card and reduce this size. Okay, somewhat like this. And what you can do, you can choose a different shape over here. Just go, let's go in more shapes. And before that, what I will do, I will just give color to this each and every bar chart. So go into the first marks card, take this pizza, press Control and put it into colors. Okay, and we will change the color. Okay, instead of automatic, what I will do, I will use a summer color. You can see you can use a summer color, and I will just hit assign palette and I will just click on. Okay, you can see the color has been given. Similarly, here also we will take the pizza and we will put it into colors. So it will be taking colors for this as well. And what we can do here is instead of shapes, what we can do, we will go in more shapes, and here you can see a ratings is there. Instead in this you can choose this shape, hit apply. Okay, and here you can see we have taken the shape. Then you can go in this second marks card, go to colors, and instead of 100% the opacity we will reduce the transparency of the colors and we will hit 70%. Here you can see these bars are very much clearly visible, and this is what the percentage values over here. Okay, those who are not having Tableau public, they can use these things. All right, and now those who are using Tableau desktop will use a different shape over here. So to do the different shape, what I have done, if I show you, let's show me the pizza images. Okay, so if you can see in this particular pizza Tableau cells, I've taken a rounded rectangular bar over here. I've downloaded it. I will put this in the description box from where you can download this as well. And what I will do, you have to go into C. Okay, you have to go in Windows C. You have to go in program files. Okay, C means what? Wherever your all the program files are been installed. Okay, you have to go in program files, search for Tableau. Here it is. Go in Tableau, then go into your Tableau 2022.3, whichever you are installed. Then go in defaults. Okay, and in defaults you have shapes over here, and you can see I've created one folder over here, rounded rectangle, and in that folder I have pasted my this particular rounded rectangular image over here. So this is not required, you can just paste this one. And what you have to do, after you do the pasting of this, you have to close this workbook. You have to save first the workbook, close the workbook, and again reopen the workbook. Okay, once you reopen the workbook, you have to go into the second marks card, go in shapes, go in more shapes, and you have to reload the shapes. Once you reload the shapes, you can go here into this drop down, and here you can see a rounded rectangular folder has been added. You have to just select this, then select this rounded rectangular bar, click on apply and hit OK. You can see a rounded rectangular bar has been selected over here. So what I will just increase the size a bit. Okay, perfect. So you can see we have created this rounded rectangular bar. Now what we have to do, we have to just label this. Okay, means what, we have to give values, we have to show into this rounded bar. So select the second marks card, press Control, take this average revenue and put it into labels. You can see the labels is been added, but we want it inside. So select labels, go in automatic, in alignment, select center. You can see center is been there. Now we will format our label. Select this, make it as 8, and we will select as Sagio UI semi bold, hit apply, OK. Okay, one more thing what we can do, we can just show up to one decimal point. So for that, what we will do, I will right click here, go to format, go to numbers, percentage, and up to one decimal point. Fit. All right. And here we can just hide this label, field label for the rows. So in this, we have created a slider chart. Now we have to bring this into our dashboard. So I will just close this, bring here into this particular dashboard. Now just adjust it over here properly. Okay, just double click on the sheet title, then select it as 10, then we will choose it as semi bold and color as this. Apply, OK. And now we will format our chart. Format, go to our shadings, select none. Okay, you can see none is there. Then we have to go in sheet and we will select row divider as none, column divider as none. Then go to lines, say 0 lines as none, say axis sticks as none, then go to rows, columns, and say grid lines as none. So you can see a complete chart is cleaned now. Then right click and format this, select as white color and select as Sagio UI semi bold. Perfect. And we will take the left alignment for this. All right. Perfect. So in this way, we have determined, we don't want the legends over here because those are self-explanatory. In this way, we have determined the percentage. Again, you can validate with our result over here. So you can see for L size, it is 45.89. Same, it is 45.9. For medium, it is 30.5. For medium, it is 30.5. So in this way, you can validate the result and we are getting the perfect and exact result for our this particular chart. Okay, so you can do a pie chart also, but I thought you will learn some particular new chart and you can use this particular chart into your wherever you are working into your industries. All right, so this is one way we have created a slider chart. We can say I have named it as a slider chart, which will give you the progress of how the percentage of sales are there. All right, so in this way, we have created our percentage of sales by pizza size. So let's move ahead to our next requirement. That is the last requirement into this first dashboard, is to determine total pizzas sold by pizza category. Okay. So in this, we will do some extra. We will not find only total pizzas sold. We will also find out the total orders, because I want to explore you on how to create a butterfly chart, and it looks good in where we are showing the two measures with respect to one dimensions, which will give you to, or which will help you to compare the two measures. All right, and it will give you more insights as well. So for that, I will take a new sheet and I will just paste it, that is total orders and pizzas sold by pizza category. Again, we are going to make use of pizza category, so I will take a pizza category over here. And what we have to do here is create a butterfly chart. Okay, one bar is in the positive side and one bar is should be in the negative side. Okay, so now to do that, if I show into our already made dashboard, here you can see the total pizzas sold. You can see those, it moves into negative side. All right, so now to do that, what we can do here is I will create a calculation field and I will just name it as negative total orders. Okay, or no negative total pizzas sold, and I will just write minus of total pizza sold. It is nothing but we are taking a negative sign over here, and I will just hit OK. Next, what I will do here is I will take measure names, or I will take first measure values and I will put it into rows here. All right, but we don't want all of them. I will just double click over here. I will say none. I just want negative of total pizza sold and total orders, and I will just hit apply and click OK. All right, and I will just hit entire view. All right, so here you can see here at 0, here you can see this is the axis line at the center where it is 0, and here you can see there are positive axis, and from here you can see there is a negative axis. It is nothing but those are negative values. So to make the distinguish between these two lines or between these two measures, what we will do, I will take measure names and I will put it into colors. Here you can see the two measures are being distinguished from each other. So next what we have to do here is I will just go ahead and give the labels over here. So this is the kind of the easiest way to create the butterfly chart. Next what I will do, I will just go in size and I will reduce the size of this a bit. Okay, so this is good. I'll do it here. And next I have to give labels over here. So for giving the labels, I will take the major values and I will put it into labels. Here you can see we have taken the major values and we have entered it into labels, and we will just go ahead and format our labels first. I will select this and I will take 9 is okay, and we will just select it as Sageo UI semi bold, apply. Okay. And next is what, guys, what we have to do here is instead of this negative numbers, okay, if you are showing the negative numbers in front of client will get confused like why the total orders are in negative sign. So what we will do, we will do some modifications over here. So I will just right click and click on format, and I will go in numbers. So instead of giving any of the number customs, I will go in custom over here. Okay, so you can give your own formattings over here. So what I will do for positive, first what we write, everything should be for positive. So I will give 0 comma 0. Okay, and I will add a colon over here, that is semicolon over here, and I will write in bracket. Okay, 0. Okay, means what, if the value is negative, then it should be shown in the bracket. Okay, whatever you write before the semicolon, it is for positive value, and after the semicolon is given for a negative value, comma 0. Okay, means what, it is giving me a 1000 separator. Okay, that is 11,050 in this way. Similarly, we will take it for total orders also, and we will go into number custom, and we will have a 1000 separator over here as well. So in this way we have we can say quickly created our this particular chart. And now what I will do, I will just click here and I will show this unshow header because we don't want this. I will just hide this as well. And now our chart has been created. We will go to our dashboard, and I will take this chart and I will bring it over here, and we will try to place it nice and clean. Okay, so now here what we have to do, we have to show the legends as well, because one should understand what this legend include, what this color shows. All right, so for that, what I will do first, I will just hide the title. We will be giving the different title. The title will be shown differently. Okay, and here you can see the legend is been here. So I will just place it over here for a while, and we will format the chart first. Okay, I will just right click on format, go to sheets, go here in sheet and click here none. Okay, similarly go to shadings, or for borders go to rows, or directly go to our lines. Here nothing to do, click on zero lines as none, axis ruler as none, axis text as none, go to columns and say grid lines as none. You can see the chart has been cleaned. Now select this, select major values, or select pizza category, because we want to change the name over here. It should be white, and I will name it as, or change the font name to Sageo UI semi-bold, and we will change the alignment to left. Close this, and in this way we have created our chart. Okay, what we will do, one more thing, we will just reduce the label size. We will make it as 8. Okay, come to our dashboard. Perfect. And now we will just right click over here and I will hide the title. And here what we will do, click here and arrange the item in single row. So we'll show everything in single row, and I will increase this. And I will just increase the size in between these two. Take it over here, nice and clean. And here you can see it is negative. Okay, so we don't want negative to be displayed over here. So I will just right click over here and I will edit the alias. So instead of negative, I will just delete this and I will just show total pizza sold. Okay, perfect. So you can see we have changed this. And now what I will do, I will just reduce this. And you can see we have to give the title over here. So for that title, what I will do, I will take a text over here and we will name the title as total orders and pizzas sold by pizza category. Okay, then select this, go to semi bold, Sageo UI semi bold, 10 as a size, and color as this one. Just hit OK. So you can see it has been appeared over here. We'll try to place it over here nice and clean. Okay, so yeah, this is 10 only. So perfect. So now we will just format this as well. So you can see after I click here, what is happening, everything is changing. If you don't want this, you have to just right click over here and it highlight selected items. You have to just uncheck this. So once I select this, nothing will be highlighted over here. All right. And I will just format, sorry, Control Z, and I will format the legends and I will give the font color as white, 8, semi bold, and this. Perfect. Can increase the size a bit. Perfect. So you can see we have created this funnel chart as well, and you can go ahead and verify with our SQL queries. I've already shown you how to do that. All right. So I will not waste much time on that. All right. So after completing all the charts, next what we have to do is I will just add the insights over here, right? So if you can see in the different dashboard which I have created, here you can see the different insights I have added here. The same insights we will try to add over here as well. And what I will do, I will just add the title over here first. The title I will add it, I will take the text, and the title is nothing but busiest hours and weeks. Busiest hours and weeks. Okay, and I will just select this. I will take it as 14 and I will take it as Lato and we will take it as white and I will make it as center. Okay. So here you can see that this is our title. What I will do, I will just select this once and I will make it as 13. Or just have to decrease this to 10, I guess. Okay, this is perfect. All right, and now I will just try to adjust it over here. Right click this and I will just select this, go to layout, go to background, and I will select the color for this as this, or you can use any color if you want, or I will just go in more colors and I will just select this a pink color from here. Okay, perfect. And now next what you have to do is I will just take one more text box over here and you have to add this. So what I have added here is for hours, you can see peak orders are between 12 to 1 p.m. So you can see the peak orders are between 12 to 1 p.m. and also and in evening you can see from 4 to 7 p.m. So that is from 4 to 7 p.m. Okay, so in this way we have created that is 16 is nothing but 4 from 4 to 7 p.m. the orders are again high, and in weeks you can see the 40th week is the highest week which is in the from months of December. So the same what I will do, I will just copy this entire thing, Control C, and I will paste it over here. So I will not waste much time. You can pause the screen and you can write it on your own for you. I will just take a text over here and I will paste it over here. Okay, and I will just hit as a center, or I will just hit enter and I will hit center and I will click on OK, and I will try to place it over here. Just place it over here perfectly. Okay. All right. So what I have done here, so what you can do here is you can double click here, and some text I have written in white color, some text I have written in this color, and you can see what font I am using. I am using Sergio UI semi bold and 10 is the font size. Okay, I've shown you everything what you have to write. You can pause your screen and do. And for hours, what I'm given 11 and Lato, that is for title, I've taken 11 and the Lato font and the underline text. Okay, and I will select this, go to layout, and I will give the background color. Go to background and choose more colors. And from here, I will give the color code as hashtag 091355. Okay, so this is the background color which we will be using. So you can see the background color. Then I will Control C and Control V. I will copy and paste this and I will bring it over here again. This as well, Control C, Control V, and I will try to place it over here. Okay, and if you can see, we are taking a sales performance over here. So I will just double click and I will name it as sales performance. Okay, so this is sales performance, and I will just increase the size to the top and we will copy this entire thing from here. Control C, and I will paste it over here again and center. Control Z. Okay, so what I will do first, I will just select this and I will take it as none first, and I will just copy this and then I will paste it over here, center. Okay, Then I will select this and I will go to background and I will choose this as background color. All right. So in this way, we have added our these things as well. Next, what we have to do, we have to add our filters over here. So first, to add the filters, we have to add them in sheet first. So first filter which we are going to add is a pizza category. So I will just add a pizza category over here and I will click on use all. I will click on OK. Then right click over here and apply to all using this data source. Means what? Whichever sheet we are going to create in this workbook, this filter will be applied by default onto those. All right. The next we have to add a order date. I will just select the order date and we have to take the range of the dates. Okay, so we will taking the range of the dates. Okay, right click again, add to this apply worksheet to not only this, all using this data source. Again, so we have added this to all the data source. All right. Now how to bring it over here? So now select this particular chart, go to this drop down and here you can see filter is there. So I will select first order date. You can see this order date has been there. I will bring it over here. I will reduce the size. Alright. And you can change the title to Sejo UI semi bold and I will name it as white color. Okay. And center. Okay. And I will just format this filter now. Format filter. And on body I will choose again as white. Okay. And we will name it as Sergio UI semi bold. Okay, and we'll choose 8 as a font. All right, perfect. And select this. We will go to dashboard or we'll go to layout, and in background we'll choose this color. Okay, which we gave here. All right, I'll just increase the size. Perfect. And next, one more filter we have to add. I will just go again here, filters and a pizza category. So this is the one more filter we are going to add it over here. We'll bring it over here, nice and clean, and right click here and we'll choose is that multiple values drop down. Okay, so this is the filter. Select this, go to background and we'll use this as a background. All right. And now if you are operating this filter, so let's say I want to see for this particular things, this particular pizzas. Okay, I want to see for supreme and I want to see for veggie. So in this way, whenever we are operating the filter, the values will be changing with respect to that. Similarly for date, if you are changing the end and start date, you can see the values are changing and we are getting the different values for the at particular filters, and we can take the multiple insights from this particular dashboard. All right. Also, we have to add a interactive filters also. So interactive filters means what? Whenever I'm selecting this slice, the values should be changing over here. So to do that, what we can see here, there is an option called as use as filter. You just have to click it. Means what? It is filled means what? It is using. So when I'm doing this, you can see the values are changing. Whenever I'm choosing this, you can see the values are changing with respect to that. Similarly, here also you just have to click over here. So if you want to see for medium, you can see for medium. For large, you can go ahead and see for large. Similarly, for RD, you can see. I will just click this. You want to see for let's say 6 o'clock, what are the orders likewise. All right. Similarly, for week wise also, if you want to see, you can click here and you want to see, let's say for seventh week, how is the results are there. So in this way, one second. So in this way, whenever, so it is not working for weeks, no problem. So next, what we will do, we will change it for this as well. So we don't want this because category we already have it over here. All right. So in this way, we are going to, you know, design this particular dashboard. Next, what is remaining is here we have to add a date range. Okay, so date range, how we can add is we'll take a new sheet over here and the minimum and maximum date. So for that we have to create a calculation field. First I will add a max date, and max date, for to calculate max date is nothing but max, will use a max function. Okay, max of, okay, maximum of what? Order date. Maximum of order date, hit okay. Okay, similarly we will create one more calculation and it is what? Minimum date. Okay, and I will name it as minimum of order date. Okay, and just hit okay. And now what I will do, I will take minimum into text and I will take also maximum into text, and I will hit here entire view. So you can see the view, two dates are there. Go to text, select as center, select this, and we'll just right click over here or left backspace, and I will add a 2 here. Okay, means what? Or we can add just, or can add 2 here. So this is from date this to this. Okay, so that is this, or we can add here dash only. Okay, apply. Okay, or we'll add 2 only because it will be confusing. Apply. Okay, and we will just format this somewhat. I will choose 8 and Sejo UI semi bold italic, and I will choose this as color. Like, okay. Okay, come to our dashboard, select this sheet. Okay, so I will name it as date range. I will name it as date range. Okay, then come to this sheet and take this sheet and we'll bring it over here. Right click and hide the title. Right click here, go to format, go to shape, go to format shading, go to sheet and say here none. Okay, and we will just reduce this. Right. So this is what the date range. Okay, so and it will be dynamic. So whenever new date will come, it will take the maximum date. Minimum date is, it will not change, but whenever further records will be added, it will automatically capture the maximum date and it will show it into this particular visualization. Okay, so in this way we should work. But if you don't want to be changed with respect to filters, so whenever you are operating filters, it might get changed. But if you don't want it to be operated by filters, you have to use fixed LOD. Means if you can enter it in fixed LODs, so that fixed LOD is not affected by dimension filter. It is only affected by context filter. All right. So you might be knowing the operation of filters. Okay. So that is the something we are going to use. The next thing important, guys, we have to add here navigation button. So what I will do, I will name our dashboard first. It is a home dashboard. So this will be our home dashboard, and I will just do what I will do here is I will just hide all sheets. Means what? Whichever sheets we are using into this particular dashboard, those are hidden over here. If you want to unhide, you have to just right click and you have to click on unhide. So all the sheets will be open over here. So for now, I will just click on hide all sheets. All hide sheets which are used in this dashboard are hidden. Now what we have to do, we have to create one more dashboard. Okay, so for that what I will do, I will just right click over here and I will duplicate this. Okay, so what I have done, I have duplicated this dashboard. All right, and I will name it as best and worst seller. So we are creating our next dashboard, and I will just add here a side. Okay, so best or worst sellers. So now for best and worst sellers, we are going to use a different what we can say different layout of the dashboard. Okay, because whatever layout we are using here, this is for home dashboard. For layout for that particular dashboard, we are going to use a different layout. So for the now what I will do, these charts are already in home chart, but when we come to best and worst seller, I will delete all these charts because we don't want these charts over here. Okay, we want the KPIs, but we don't want these charts over here. So I will just go ahead and delete this. Okay, all is deleted. And now what I will do, I will select this and I will go to, you can see external part of the image I have selected. Okay, so this is the image is there, or you can go in layout. Okay, also you can go in layout, and in tiled you can see this image is been stored. So we have to change this image. I will just right click and I will click on edit image. Okay, find where the image is stored here. Okay, and then click on choose, and I will select the next image. So this image also I will add in the description box from where you can download, and which is the background of our this particular dashboard, that is for best and worst sellers. I will just click on open, fit center and fit image and center image, and I will just click OK. So you can see the background has been changed because we are using a different background for this. So this is for home and this is for this particular background. Okay, and now what I will do, so this I will just reduce this. I will take this as down at here. Okay, because the size of this dashboard is changed somewhat, and this also you can see I have to increase this. No, not likewise. All right. So this is the best and worst seller dashboard. So the navigation part I will show it later how to do that. So now we will start designing our best and worst seller charts over here. And as per our requirement, what we have to find out first is the top 5 best sellers by revenue, bottom 5 best sellers by revenue, quantity, and total orders. So first what we will do, I will find the top 5 best sellers by what we can say the total revenue. So here we can see we have designed our chart, that is top 5 pizzas by revenue. So for that what I will do, I will take a new sheet and I will name it as top 5 pizzas by revenue. Okay, so this is top 5 pizzas by revenue, and obviously we need a pizza name over here. So we have a pizza name. I will bring it into rows, and we want it by total revenue. So here is the revenue and I will bring it into columns. Okay, and I will click on entire view. So we just want top 5. Okay, so to get a top 5, what we will do, I will press control and I will bring pizza into the what we can say a filters card, and instead of any options here, choose the last option, that is tops, and we can have a direct formula over here, that is by using field, and we want top, so we will choose here top, and we want top 5 over here. Okay, top 5, and we want it by revenue only, so we will choose it by revenue, and I will just hit on apply and okay. Okay, and we want to be sorted by from ascending to descending, as I will just from descending to ascending, so I will just sort it. And what I will do, I will just choose the size as, I will reduce the size of this bars a bit. Okay, so you'll use this size. And next what I will take the aggregate and I will put it into colors. Okay, so I will just press control and I will put it into colors, and I will change the color to let's say we will change it to red diverging. Okay, and I will hit apply and I will hit okay. All right, and I will just hide this. Okay, and next what I will do, I will just click on labels, so we have to give labels also, so I will just press control and put it in this into labels. So here is the labels, and I will just format these labels, and I will give the currency for this, so currency, and I will name it as dollar, and we will take it as 1000, and for 2 decimal points. Similarly, what we can do here is I will select this and I will choose this as semi bold, Sagio UI semi bold and white in color. Apply okay. So we don't want this, I will just hide these headers. All right, and next what we will do, I will just close this and we will go to dashboard, and I will bring it into visualization, and we'll try to place it over here. Okay, so just place it over here. So with this we don't want, I will just delete this, and I will name 10, and it will be semi bold, Sagio UI semi bold, and I will choose this as color. Apply okay, then I will just right click on sheet format and go to none. Okay, and I will just go to here, select 0 lines as no, axis ticks, axis rulers will say none everything, and in columns we'll say this as well none. Okay, and what I will do, I will just reduce the size of these labels, I will take it back. Okay, a bit back, and I will format this as well, and I will click here, I will take it as 8, and we will take it as Sagio UI semi bold, and we will take it as a white color, and alignment we will take it as left. Perfect. So in this way we have created our top 5 pizzas by revenue. Okay, so now same thing what we will do, I will just duplicate this and we will find out the bottom 5. So I will just right click and duplicate, and I will name it as bottom 5, or double click and rename it as bottom 5, and I will just delete this. So instead of here we have to change the filter, so just double click on this filter, that is pizza name, and instead of top, here we have to show only bottom. Okay, so just click on bottom, click on apply and click on OK. All right, and now you can see this is the bottom 5, but what we will do, we will reverse the axis. So what I will do, I will sort it in ascending order, means what, this is the worst which will be at the top, and then these are the least worst. Okay, so in this way we have just sorted it into descending or ascending order. So we will come again to our this particular field over here, and we will bring our bottom 5 pizzas over here. Okay, and we'll just reduce the size, and we don't want this. Okay, so these are the top 5s and bottom 5s pizzas by revenue. Okay, now what I will do, I will just select this top 5, and again I will duplicate this, and I will take it over here. And now next what we have to show, top 5 pizzas by let's see what we have to show it here is with respect to quantity. Okay, so now we'll show it with respect to quantity, or it is also called as by total pizza sold, or we can also call it as by quantity, or you can rename this by top 5 pizzas by total pizzas sold. Okay, we'll name it as in this way. And what we have to do here is, now instead of total revenue, what we have to take here, quantity. So total pizzas sold, so I will take this and I will just place it over here. Okay, so I will replace this, so you can see it has been replaced. I will sort it here, and now what you have to do, you have to change this as well. So instead of total revenue, here you want it by total pizzas sold. Okay, so here it is with respect to total pizzas sold. Hit apply, click OK. Next what, here also the color will be different here, so you have to take this color over here, and the labels also will be different, so this will be the labels. So these are the labels over here. I will format the labels quickly. it will be number. We don't want to give any currency over here, so it will be numbers and we'll convert it into thousands. All right. So in this way we have selected, and we will change the color to, we'll take it as green color. Okay, and we just hit apply. Okay. All right. So in this way we have created this, and now what I will do, I will just hide this. We don't want this, and we'll bring it into our dashboard. All right, just take it over here. This will just delete. Go to here, and we'll change our labels to Seijo UI semi-bold. Okay. All right. So you can see this has been changed. Now what we have to do, we have to change the same we have to determine for bottom 5 pizzas. So I will just duplicate this, right click and duplicate, and I will name it as bottom 5. Bottom 5 pizzas by total sales or total pizzas sold. All right. Now what do I have to do? I will just double click over here, and instead of top, what I want with respect to bottom, I will just hit apply. Okay. And now what we want, select this, and we have to want it in descending order. Just this change we have to do, and we will go to back our here, and we will bring our pizza, that is bottom 5 pizza sales. Perfect. And we'll delete this. And what we will do, we don't want any formatting for this particular, we will not convert this into thousands. So what I will do, I will just right click here, format, and we will keep it numbers as automatic only. Okay. And you can see the numbers are directly shown over here because those are in very small amounts, like less than 1,000. So we can show it in the forms of directly numbers. Okay, like 934, 937. And always remember, you have to compare this with your this particular chart over here, right? So we have found out the bottom 5, top 5 pizzas. If you compare, you will get the same here. You can see for top 5 pizzas by quantity, the classic deluxe pizza is 2453, and same amount you will be getting here as well. So if you go for bottom, it is 490 is the least one, and the so for pista pizza is 961, which we are getting the same results. You just have to compare with your SQL results. I have already compared. I know it is matching, but it is your job also that you have to go ahead and match it with your particular results. All right. Now next is what we have to find top 5 pizzas by total orders. So I will just take this particular pizza, and I will duplicate this sheet, and I will take it over here. Okay, and I will name it as top 5 pizzas by total orders. All right. And now what I have to do, I have to take total orders, and I will replace this particular thing. So total orders here also we will replace this by total order colors. Here also we will replace this by this particular total orders. Okay. Similarly, if you see the top 5, which should be with respect to total orders over here. Okay. Just hit apply, click OK. All right. And this should be in ascending order. All right. And now what I will do, I will just format our this particular thing. We will just keep it as automatic only. Yes, this is automatic, and we will bring it into our visualization. So one, if one is designed, others are very easy to design, guys. So this will close, and I will hide this. Okay, perfect. So just let's check once again if we have taken correct. So total orders is correct. Here also total orders. Okay, great. Then we will change the color of this, and we will give the color as purple. Apply. Okay, so we'll give a purple color. Then we'll duplicate, and I will name this as bottom. So these are the bottom 5 pizzas. All right. So we just have to double click over here, and instead of top, we want here bottom. Just hit apply, click OK, and we want it this into descending order. Okay. And we will go to our dashboard again, and we will bring this dashboard into our visualization or this chart. Just close this. All right, perfect. So in this way, what we have done, we have created our top 5 and bottom 5 pizzas with respect to our, what we can say, our requirement. And you can analyze like which is the best pizza, which is the worst performing pizzas from this. And you can, manage your inventory. You can give discounts. You can remove the pizzas which are not performing. So in this way, you are giving multiple insights to your business, or you can say your stakeholders. All right. Now we have to change this also. So if you can see with respect to this, what I have done, I have already created over here. So I will just copy this for me and I will just place it over here. Control V. Okay. All right. So I will be using the same. Okay. So you can see the Thai chai chicken pizza is the best performer. Then the classic deluxe is with respect to the quantity, it is the best performer. All right. Then with respect to orders, you can see again classic deluxe is the best performer. So I will just copy this. You can pause your screen and you can copy or you can write it down. Okay, for you. So I will just copy this because I will not waste time on much on this in typing all of these things. All right, and you can see I've taken all of this. All right, so you can just pause your screen, you can write everything down. The same fonts we are using again. So for here we are using 12 and here we are using the semi bold 10 and we are giving different colors. Okay, I have matched this like red color with this red, then this green with green and this purple with this purple. So right, so you will get a perfect color combinations also. So always use correct combinations of colors whenever you are designing this. And again these are also operated by using different filters over here. Okay, so we have different filters here and with respect to that you can get this particular what we can say the orders of this particular all of these particular things. All right, and always remember whenever you are showing top 5 you always have to click this particular and you have to add this to custom. Okay, because whenever you are operating the top 5 and bottom 5 pizzas, always remember you have to add this to context. Okay, this as well to context is to context because top 5 and bottom 5 are worked or operated after the context filter, right? So now whenever I'm changing you can see it will give you the correct result. Initially you saw that these two were showing blank. Why blank? Because it was not bringing up the correct results over here. So always remember you have to show it this into the context filter. This is very much a important point. I will not spend much time on that. I have already created a scenario based question in Tableau and you can check my playlist on interview questions, and this is one of the interview questions why you have to add your filter into context filter whenever you are determining or taking out top 10 top 5 pizzas or top 5 sales by category by profit or by with respect to different top 5 products. So you have to use the context filter in that particular case. All right, so this was the thing. Now what I will do, I will just right click and I will hide this also. So I will hide all the sheets over here. Now next only one thing is remaining is the navigation menu to add over here. So to add the navigation bar, what I will do, first I will take a navigation button. Okay, so here you can see a navigation button is there. I will bring it over here and this is the button for us. I will just place it over here nice and clean. So just let's do some formatting first. And now what I will do, I will just go to edit button. Okay, so this is the edit button. So for this particular first button I don't want to go anywhere, okay, because this will be our home button. Okay, and I will name this button as, okay, so let's name this button as home. Okay, I will name this button as home. All right, and the background of this button I will choose it as this particular background and I will hit apply. Okay, and the font I will choose it as, okay, 12 is good. The background should be this particular. Okay, it is not taking any background, just hit okay. Edit button, one sec. Home, Tableau, border is none, and I will just hit okay. So let's see what we will do. I will take one more navigation button. So this will be to navigate to my second dashboard. Okay, and I will place it over here and I will just double click, and then instead of this what I will do, I will move it to what we can say best and worst sellers. Okay, so this button will take me to best and worst and best sellers. Okay, and for this background I will choose it as let's choose it at blue color. Okay, I will hit apply and the text of this tool should be best and worst sellers. Okay, I will just hit apply. Okay, similarly for this one I will double click and I will choose it to home. So it will take me to home because we are already at home, still it will take us to home and I hit apply and okay. So whenever it is blue color means we are on that particular dashboard only. So I will press alter. Okay, press alter and then click on this. So it will take us to dashboard. So whenever you are working in desktop and you are not in full screen mode, you have to press alter and then click. So you will move to the dashboard. If you don't want to press alter, you have to click in full screen mode and you just have to click here, you will be redirected to your original dashboard. All right, so in this way. So now what I will do, I have to add the buttons here as well. So what I will do, I will go here, I will just copy this Control C and I will add it here, Control V. So this is my button over here. This is the home button. Okay, and this also Control C and I will add it over here, Control V. Okay, so now what I will do, I will just change the color. So whenever I'm based on the best sellers, I will choose the background color for this as this. I will click on OK, and for this, because it is selected on this only, I will choose at this. Okay. So now when I click on full screen mode, you can see if I want to go to home, I will go to home. If I want to come to bus west and bus sellers, I will come here. And this means what? It is selected. If I select home means what? It is selected over here. Right. So in this way, it will help us that we are on which dashboard. All right. And in this way, we have created this complete dashboard, guys. So I hope you have understood all the things, all the points over here. And I hope you have learned something. And definitely you can add this dashboard in your portfolio, in your resume, and you can help. This particular dashboard can be helpful for you in the interviews as well. I hope you have liked this video. If you have, go ahead and like the channel, subscribe the channel, and share this with your friends. See you in the next one, guys. Happy learning. Bye bye.